games to make their first final series. And they have to start today against the Crows. Well, we're going to have a bit of fun this afternoon with our boundary riders, because representing the Crows is Neil Curley, and representing Port Adelaide, Bruce Abernathy. Good afternoon, boys.
Hi, Drew. How are you?
Afternoon, Drew. It will be a big game, Curls. For some reason, both teams put in more for this game.
It certainly promised to be a big game, and I just select the Crows. So I think they've got match winners just about on every line.
You've marked it every
whereas your mob are going to be struggling.
We'll see. You've said that the last three, and we've won two of them, so let's see how it goes.
Should be a beauty, Drew. Back to you.
Oh, it should be fantastic. And with me in commentary this afternoon, unbiased all of us, Ross Glendinning and Lee Matthews.
Yeah, good afternoon, Drew.
Good on you, Drew. Just looking too, Lee, at Brendan Lade's gone to the bench. Thought there was some thought before the game he might start and run with Sean Wren. But they're going to use Matthew Promise, obviously starting off there with Wren, and young Marsh is coming to the side to replace Pittman. And he's actually starting on the ground.
It looks like the Crows have sent McLeod and Vardy into their full forward line. So the old days of having the big, strong marking key forward, we don't see it as much as we do these days. Quite often teams are putting your mobile, medium-sized forward in deep.
Which means Paxman has picked up for Vardy, and Bond goes down onto McLeod.
Started foggy and misty this morning, but we're expecting 18, currently 15. Late change for Port. Daniels out with a calf. Bond comes into the lineup. Neil Curley.
I cannot believe that Marsh is starting in the back pocket on Treadway.
So here we go for the opening bounce. The crowd almost holding its breath as Primus wins the first hit out. Franco going nowhere. The ball's nearly back in the centre circle, and the umpire will have to ball it up again.
And Lee Wanganeen's free across half-back for Port, and Nigel Smart will now go back there to start.
There's a lot of cat and mouse going on. All of a sudden, Robin has run to the goal square for the Crows, so there was a lot of changing of positions in this first minute or two, changing of opponents. Now Wanganeen's gone on to Vardy. Yeah, there's going to take a minute or two to settle down.
Primus gets hand of the ball again, but it comes down to Costa for the Crows. They're at the 50. Wanganeen slides in hard. Boy, look at the desperation between two sides here. And the umpire's going to have to ball it up again.
Let's hope they play the free kicks, Drew, and get this game flowing. So they have packs all the time. We don't want to see bounce-ups. We want to see free kicks if they're there. Pay them, let the game flow.
And this is going to be another ball up on the 50. Well, the previous three showdowns have all been low-scoring and close. 11 games has won every one of them. Huge hit out by Mead. It comes up towards centre wing. No decisive football yet. There's very tight. Well, the hand pass comes over the top to Eagleton. Eagleton off the left. Perfect disposal. Just missed Cummings. Cummings making a return, having re-signed this week. There's a push in the back.
Yes, against Cummings, he just pushed him fair in the back to get him out of the contest. He can be undisciplined like that, Scott Cummings. A good handball by young Stevens to get Port away. He didn't find his target, and the free kick came.
Well, you wonder with a guy like Eagleton, who can really run and cover the ground. He's tried to pass the ball and missed the target. Whether you run to the 50-metre line and actually use the pace kicking ability to go yourself.
Here's Marsh. And he did well to beat the oncoming traffic. Kicks inside the 50. Beautifully done. And the mark taken by Rodron, 40 metres out.
And Curls, maybe that's why he did start in that back pocket to give them some run out of that half-back area. He's done that beautifully, just to control the football and then to steady, look downfield, kick over a pack in front of him and find the lead of Rodron. Good play.
Marsh playing just his 5th AFL game. Rodron for the first score. Ideal conditions for goal kicking. Straight through.
We're guessing time of death about 4 hours ago.
From the creator of Basic Instinct,
this is rage,
comes a sizzling movie premiere.
I bet you just can't wait to see the bedroom.
When a millionaire is found murdered.
We found a roll of film in Medford's safe.
And the trail leads to the governor of California.
Who knows about them?
There's one woman.
They called her Jade.
Everyone's dying to meet.
Freeze it right there.
David Caruso.
And she lied to us.
Linda Fiorentino.
But did the tape turn you on?
And Chaz Palminteri.
You want to charge her? You charge her right now.
The network premiere, Jade, tonight on 7.
Middle for the bounce by umpire Mark McKenzie. The Crows get an early lead with the first goal. Primus hooks it backwards. Wren over the ball, but besieged by a gang of players. Another ball up. So the biggest margin in these showdowns so far has been 11 points. Tony Modra starts the game on the bench, along with Mark Stevens, who was really good last week for the Crows. The toe poke in there by Brewer, the hand pass out. Doesn't go very far. I think this is going to set the tone for the game all day. There is no breathing space.
Obviously, both sides keen to assert themselves physically early, not to be intimidated by the other side. And you might find some players initially going for the body rather than the ball.
Slightly give that one to Wren. Connell is there. Another ball up. Well, the umpires are the hardest work men on the field so far.
It's a big midfield, isn't it, really? You've probably got a couple of players forward of the ball for Port, 5 forward of the ball for the Crows. Everyone else is just within 10 metres of this big pack of players here.
Crooked bounce, didn't go anywhere near the ruckman. The shooter might have won it for the Crows. Ground level, Tyson knocked it forward, and there will be another ball up.
There's not much you can do about through. If there's not a free kick there, certainly the ball up's got to be, but if there's congestion and players getting pushed in the back or diving on top of it, they've got to play those to get the game open a bit.
Brewer got it going Port's way. Foster goes to ground. Umpires put the whistle away, and he'll come in and ball it up once more. Best on ground so far, umpire Mark McKenzie.
Looks like Kevin Wanganeen is picking up Darren Jarman. I don't know whether it's just he's the permanent defender or just the matchups have got messed around a little bit, but just at the moment Jarman drifted forward, Wanganeen gone back to play half-back.
Wren won the hit out, but also won the free kick. The advantage went to the Crows, and a long kick to the 50 comes to the front. Wanganeen, the hand pass away from Jarman to Dew, a beautiful mover and a long kick. This ball sits up well for Treadray. He is 70 metres from goal. Treadray steers it low, too low, and he's given it straight to the opposition. Ben Hart, almost like Hart, led to the ball, and Treadray on the lead. Out to Marsh. Marsh wide and just inside the line. The mark is taken. Vardy, fresh from a big game last week, kicks in short, and James Tyson takes the mark. Well, they've had to use every centimetre of Football Park. Those last 2 marks taken just inside the boundary line. Kicked by Tyson. Caver!
He's got it. Looks as if it might have come to ground after the first attempt at it, but he controlled it pretty well. Had a bit of a run at that, just came over the top. No one was able to come through on the inside and intercept.
His knee actually come on in the last 28 years of age now, Cave, and I guess 3 years ago he was almost a fill-in league player, but since he's come to the Crows, become really one of the very best centre-half backs in it the last 12 months, and now playing centre-half forward today.
A weak sun, a light breeze, whatever it is across him left to right. Cavan, 40 metres out, across the face of goal. Oh, McLeod! What a class act, Andrew McLeod. The Norm Smith medalist in last year's premiership, and he was just fantastic last week, and he looks like being that again today.
What do you think, Roscoe? Will he run straight? I think he'll come out and try and hook the ball across the body. He does kick the ball across his body well, McLeod. He almost looks like he's holding the ball in preparation for that, is he?
Port players on the right thing by trying to block his path a bit, but he's going to have to give himself some room, you're right.
Oh, this is close. He's got it.
Mitsubishi Pajero, perfectly adapted to Australian conditions.
Well, McLeod kicked 3 goals 6 last week against St Kilda, but he's opened up with a mark and a goal today. Crows have made a good start. Wren wins in the middle to Jarman playing midfield. He gets it down to Cook inside the 50. Rodman already kicked one. Can't beat the tackle and went for the line, just getting it out of bounds. Neil Curley.
Yes, Drew, a couple of things that Port Power cannot afford to happen. They've gone forward twice on 2 occasions with clear legs and balanced players, and they've missed their forward target both times.
They've also gone wide too, Curls, which is the other thing, and Lee mentioned the first attempt they could have straightened up, and the second time Treadray went wide again, so they can be more direct, more effective.
Exactly.
Kingsley up to midfield. They'll turn it over though. Smart off the left. A very high kick. All Port Adelaide on the 50, and Wanganeen takes the mark. The skipper. Not great disposal. He's given Foster a chance. Well done by Treadray. Floated over the top by Lyle. And eventually off Lockwood it goes, out of bounds, and right half forward for Port.
I think he was expecting, hopefully, Lyle there, that Stevens could turn around and run past Marsh with a handball, but didn't hit its target. The kick from Wenger, not his usual high standard either.
Rose 2 goals to nil. Treadray goes off the ground. Bit of a slip there by Franco, but he's got a chance now in the forward pocket. Up to Lockwood, and this is just offline. It's their first score of a home.
Curls mentioned earlier, Marsh playing back there on Treadray as a tall back pocket player. It's a big ask for a guy of 202 centimetres to play defence on a slippery player like Treadray. Treadray's pushed up to play more half forward now, so very interesting matchup, and he's run over the line for the kick in.
You don't see that called very often, and yet I reckon it happens quite a lot.
Well, the players always want to get that extra little few centimetres. If you can just stand back and kick them just inside that square, you're never going to have that problem, but Bassett just going right over there quite obviously.
Well, they want to get it out of here and through for a behind, but they haven't managed to do that. Eagleton on the last. Oh, it should have been a goal. Cummings had a swing at it, a metre out, and missed it. Rashudo goes across goal. He gets it outside the 50. Dickey for Port. Hawks the hand pass, gets around Wren. Good play, Primus. Oh, yes. 40 metres right in front.
He had to be that big, didn't he, Matthew Primus? He needed every inch of his 200 centimetres to get up there, otherwise that was going over his head. But yeah, I think this is where the situation, you've got to grab the ball in your hands.
Exactly,
I don't know. I know we can see a lot of soccer goals in modern football, but gee, I reckon you've got your hands on the ball and do the little kick before you straighten up. Still a better option.
I think when the ball's wobbling like it was, he wasn't going to sit up for it.
Primus for the Pound's first goal. He's kicked it well.
Mate, you had a great career, didn't you? How many premierships?
4 day and 4 night.
Yeah, but to be fair, Humphrey B. Bear could have played in the premiership team at Hawthorn.
He did, at full forward.
Oh, that'll get back.
Oh, no.
Brutally honest, footy up close in the Advertiser. Don't miss the footy lift out every Monday and Friday for all the AFL and SANFL news, previews and reviews from the experts who are up close to footy. In the Advertiser, today's newspaper.
And welcome back, and these shots coming from Port Adelaide Club at Alberton, because plenty of Port's members couldn't get into this game today. It's a Crows home game, and they're watching live back in the club rooms. Costa goes out of the middle. Awkward bouncing ball, beautifully handled by Caven. Hugh, a great youngster, an All-Australian at underage level. And here's another great youngster. Stevens, up to centre wing. Kingsley. To the 50, Lockwood. Franco's hand pass, intercepted by James. Oh, his hand pass, intercepted by Bond.
He was tackled high there. He should have been a free kick.
No doubt he was tackled high. The umpire was caught on the blind side, however. Certainly the cameras from the outside had a very good view of it, but the umpire had a pack of players in between him and the ball, so didn't play it.
Half forward for Port. Knocked on by Treadray, but intercepted by Rashudo. He's kicked to midfield. Wren marks. Sean Wren thumps the ball long in the direction of Robin. He's got Vardy at the front of the pack.
Oh, look at that pick-up.
Beautiful by Robin.
And a free kick.
To Huskis.
Advantage page route.
And the kick up towards centre wing, where Lyle takes it. Kick by Lyle to centre half forward. Lockwood. This kid kicked it. Kicked ball last week. He plays on and hooks it out of bounds on the full.
Yes, he actually was terrific last week. Started on interchange against North Melbourne in Canberra. Came on, took 8 or 9 marks and was very impressive. I guess he was just trying to shorten the kick, wasn't it? Go back and kick over the mark. He had to kick 50 metres, but just didn't quite get clear of the tackle.
Primus got his hands to the ball, but it's out of bounds. We've got a strange happening here. We've got a weak sun here at Football Park, with the threat of fog blowing in over the ground. I can't believe it. Bruce Abernathy.
Yeah, Drew, it just seems to be Port Adelaide's story this season. They've had plenty of chances. They should be more than 1 goal won. It just leaves them in that very hard position later in the game of being a long way behind.
Totally unbiased, our boundary riders today. In fact, Abba played in a curtain raiser. It was between Bruce, what should we call them? Veterans?
A lot of old blokes.
And
nothing quite like that to entertain the crowd. Old footballers making fools of themselves.
And you've pulled up a bit leg sore.
Got too many kicks.
Leather poisoning. Here's Gavin Wanganeen, whose class is just shining out in the fog like a beacon. Ball's flipped up here. On the run, Tyson. Vardy at full stretch. Couldn't quite take the mark. Eustace mops up. He's buried. Play on, says the umpire. Dickey. Every time a player gets the ball, he's under extreme pressure. Ran at ground level. Dickey kicked it 2 metres. Regained his own football. In he comes. Meads kicks Southern. Oh, it's a hot footy. Cook up and down the line, Charles. And Eagleton, what a mark.
They just need to settle here, Drew. They haven't got many tall players to kick to. They've all gone forward. He came out to Stevens wide here. That's where he's going.
Stevens, very impressive in his first season. And just got there before Costa arrived. Good run by Eagleton, who wanted it back. He goes straight up to Kingsley, who marks and spins out of trouble with Smart bearing down. Out to Brewer, long to the goal square. Wood comes to the front. Hart defends. And it's a beautiful kick by Ben Hart.
Well, they certainly got the jump Crows there with those first 2 goals, but Porter's certainly in the game now. They've got a bit of speed and quickness around midfield, Port. I reckon that's the greatest strength of their game in general. And when they get the ball flowing, they really are dropping the Crows off a little.
Free kick here to Port.
He's shepherding.
Brewer will take it too far out to score. A lead off it in short. Treadray. Oh, well done, Smart. It comes to Costa. He's looking to go across the half-back line, and he does it well to find Eccles.
It's important coverage too, Lee, because if Marsh is going to be exposed to that bit of pace off the mark, they're going to have players dropping to the spot where Treadway's going to go, so they did it very well, as you mentioned.
Just read it really well, didn't he, Smart?
Yeah, experience there.
Connell's fumble was costly. Hughes kicked to Dickey. Great mark.
So, in fact, Marsh has been taken off the ground, and coming on to replace him is Mark Stevens.
Lockwood to go for a climb, but he stumbled at the last minute. At ground level, Cummings had a chance. Smart the hand pass away to Cook. Rashudo marks at centre half-back. Crows 2 goals, Port 1 goal 1. Port have had their chances. Mead, well done. It's a push.
He's got the front position, Drew. Just built the mark as the push came from behind.
So Canavan takes it. Rashudo kicks into an oncoming player. And that's Wilson who goes in to apply the tackle. And Wilson goes off the ground. Well played, Michael Wilson. Hard in front of Lockwood.
Well, he opens it up, didn't he? As soon as he came back inside, all of a sudden the space was open down the middle.
Smart to Connell.
Look at this.
McLeod, this is dangerous. He's 80 metres out from goal. He keeps it low. Port had numbers, but the punch comes to the front. Big chance now to Jarman. 35 metres out. DJ gets it there.
Well, I think he had to kick it because I think he had young Cook going past to the handball.
Cards of EB.
$25.99.
And you can win a box at the AFL Grand Final.
Say it for me once more.
Grand Scotch whiskey, come and get it.
Hey, that's mine, and it's only $22.99.
Blackjack bourbon, $21.99.
Smirnoff vodka,
$24.99.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local Sip and Save.
Don't adjust your sets. That is a fog rolling across Football Park at the moment, even though the players are throwing a weak shadow. It's very strange. Crows have got 3 goals. Wren, did it go 10 metres? Play on, said the umpire, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
The fog or smoke, Drew. It's interesting, isn't it? Just sitting in that one portion of the ground right over the middle, like a cloud hovering over the play.
Just a little bit of fog, I reckon. Otherwise, somebody's smoking the biggest cigar ever invented.
John Elliott might be at the back.
Brewer. Costa didn't have time to get rid of it. Great effort by Cook. Franco. Lost control of it. Goodwin. Stevens. Gets support from Bassett up from the last line. This is great footy by the Crows. Rashudo, who's been magnificent recently. What a perfect pass to McLeod. He's up on centre wing. His kick short of centre half forward. Mead put on the spoil, but it comes to Eccles. Back to Connell. Connell pierces the 50. Rodri with a run at them. Once he got there, he should have taken the mark. Flips out the hand pass. Jarman further afield. And Vardy goes.
Well, I'm just wondering about those matchups because at the moment I wonder whether Wanganeen will be better coming down onto McLeod. They're really swinging them around a fair bit, so they're making John Cahill work with his matchups. Dew's gone back there to pick up Jarman. They're really swinging that through, but the team play here was just outstanding. Robert's recovery, perfect. That's all they needed. Yep, in trouble. Out quickly, Vardy. He's never going to miss from there.
It's been a great game of football, even in his first 10 minutes. Just the clean ball skills under pressure, really, particularly from Adelaide. Port have just missed the targets a few times. That's really been the difference why they're trailing by 3 goals. But the precision ball handling under pressure by the Crows has just been terrific.
Yes, the finishing has been superb.
Huska stays with Vardy. Bond's got McLeod. And Wanganeen is up there with Tyson.
Wren faces Primus. Wren wins it. There's no time to get kicks in midfield. Brewer eventually finds some space. Hart! Oh, not quite. Stevens. And Stevens goes for the line. They're so disciplined and crispy, skillful.
Very good, that defence. I would think the only specific matchup, you know, is Kingsley on Rashudo. I got a feeling Kingsley's, although he's coming off the field now, and Nash is coming back on, so that's the end of that one. I think Wilson may have gone on to Rashudo, but I think from Port's point of view, there's no other specific following roles being taken.
James hand pass at the feet of Tyson. He couldn't handle. It's out of bounds.
They really are a truly defensive group, aren't they? That Crows defence, statistically, they don't have too many goals kicked against them, and your Harts and Smarts, they just bounce out of there. Bassett has been pretty solid for them at full back. It's been a terrific group.
Primus wanting the free kick. And look at the height advantage he had over Peter Carey. By Carey bounces. Primus gets rid of Wren. That's great back play. Nash just on the ground. Sips the hand pass to Franco. Now Josh Franco's got to kick this. He goes to the top of the square. Over the head of Lockwood. And they get nothing out of it. That's the difference.
You see it all the time. I guess it's easy from the stands where there's no tiredness or fatigue to worry about. But Franco, he had 30 metres in front of him. He had 20 metres behind him. I was amazed he didn't have a bounce and try and run to within 30 metres of goal. He's ran to 40 and kicked it. And
because he has that leg speed, Lee, and he's a running player, and that's what he's there for, that sort of finishing area.
Well, you have to take the punt sometimes, I think, and just make sure that you're not going to get picked up from behind, have the confidence to carry the ball.
And draw the player towards you. Curls, you got something there for us?
Yeah, the big difference between the two sides at this stage is that when the ball comes to the ground, the forward line, the Crows players have got ground level players taking control. The Port Power side hasn't.
Stevens over the top of Treadray. Nash, touch, play on. This is a hot one again. Free kick right in front. Oh, the other Crows. Luck felt sure it was going to be to fly.
Against Franco. Let's have a look. Yeah, that was the free kick, the tackle on James from Franco.
That could have gone either way. That could nearly have been a goal to Port. James takes the free kick out to Wren. Great distance off the left, and Bond drops the ball. He was crossed.
Better not say, well, I've got the football, but the umpire, Carey there saying the control of the footy was there long enough in his opinion. And that's what it is, the interpretation of the umpire that he held the ball long enough.
Kick by Bond. Lockwood over Wren. They need a rover. Nash has had plenty of it since he's been out there, and that's a beautiful kick by Nash.
He moves well, Stevens, doesn't he? First-year player, certainly strongly built. He's certainly no teenage build about him in the upper body, but just moves beautifully to position.
Now, the matchup is he on Costa, or Costa to pick up Stevens is a compliment to both players, particularly to Stevens to play on such an experienced and top-line player in Kim Costa. A great chance here to put their second goal on the board.
Gets away left. And behind.
Almost behind. Curls, you're down there. Do you think Mars playing defence as an ultra-tall defender is a sign of maybe the Crows seeing if they can find a very tall defender for games later on?
Yeah, look, Mars is better suited in the forward pocket, and Wren, keep an eye on Wren. He's got a bit of a problem here.
Well, they've gone in without Pittman, so they don't need any problems for Wren. Well, that's straight to Stevens, who marked uncontested 55 metres out.
And of course, Porter still got laid on the boundary, so sitting in the bench at the moment.
And Wren was in that area, and he couldn't move a yard to get there and stop that. Stevens, Cummings waited, Smart punched. Goodwin lost it, regains it. Oh, well done, James. His hand passes intercepted.
There's going to be down the field. I think he would have paid the advantage, but it was a free kick down the field once the Port stopped the flow.
So Tyson to Smart, and look at the space out here for Eccles. Andrew Eccles, not a great bounce, but he had enough time. Well, put him off his kick to such an extent that even Jarman couldn't handle. Oh, that's high for Darren Jarman. Take the free. Advantage. McLeod's got it. Here's trouble. Oh, magnificent tackle, Bomb. Connell, you threw it in the tackle. Great pick up, McLeod. They're working in numbers on the forward line. But this time they haven't got the numbers. Brewer, touched. Franco grabbed when he didn't have it. It's coming back to Franco.
Just doesn't the whether to pay the advantage rule or not really test the umpires' match judgment? And certainly that ability now for them to recall the advantage if they've given it when it turns out not to be. But that was a situation, as it goes out of bounds, a situation where Peter Carey had to judge was the kick going to go to Port's advantage. Wasn't sure enough, so he called it back. But it certainly tests the umpire's judgment call.
Was this where Wren injured himself? Lockwood climbing and players coming from everywhere. That could have been it. And Sean Wren is certainly not 100% at the moment. Tyson. Very wide. Well, Vardy, good hands, but he couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, Wren's going to have to sit back, kick behind here. He's not going to make this contest. He probably wouldn't go forward anyway, but whether he got a bit of a knee in the kidneys and then as he fell to the ground, the pack coming on top of him, he may have hit a leg. He's going to push up forward, though. They have to be careful, this Port.
Wilson in a hurry. Well done, Connell. Finding Eccles. And the kick by Eccles, landing about 35 metres out. Primus in front. No mark, play on, said the umpire. Flipped out to Tyson. Off the left boot, poor kick. Wanganeen defends. Wide he goes. Mead, best and fairest in the first year last year. Into Franco. Here's kick, over centre wing. Punch to the front, comes to Dickey. Plenty of distance with this. Here comes Lockwood, and here's Cummings. As Bassett slipped the ground, Cummings out in front of Golden Nash.
Oh, yes,
he's taken out of it. He gets the free.
Yes, it was unfortunate, wasn't he? Actually, he was just turning you to the corkscrew body to try and get his self under the ball. He dropped the mark. But, of course, Goodwin in his desperation to make the contest. He dropped in his back.
Well, Nash has only been out there for about 5 minutes, coming up for his fourth possession, and a most important,
very important goal.
Distance, no problem. And Nash is away to the left. Goodness me, they've had 4 scoring shots each, but it's 4 goals to 1-3.
Abba, is there any decided breeze that way? The flags at the top push it that way a bit, but at ground level, Abba, is there any breeze advantage that side there?
Didn't quite hear you, Abba.
It's very slight towards Port Adelaide, just pushing away towards the old scoreboard.
Stevens hand pass, made it tough for Wilson. He had to give it up. Wren playing the role of a rover. Mead crunch, down went Rashudo. I've seen that 100 times without anything being played.
Well, listen, I'm not so sure whether you'll be able to shirt front blokes, but you're both supposed to be able to go for the ball.
That's the same way as going for a mark. If you have your eyes on the footy and you don't take the mark, if you have some interference, it's play on.
Modra just on, he flew for a mark that was never his. Wanganeen. Oh, Modra did well, very well. McLeod gets it going forward. Modra on the 50, another hand pass. McLeod couldn't gather this time.
He's got a free though, Drew.
Oh, well done, Tony Modra.
Yeah, just kept pushing that ball forward, Lee, didn't they? And then McLeod was able to double up for about a third effort on the footy. Was getting tight. Here's this Modra effort here. Push forward, went to ground to control it. Push forward to Cook. It came off his chest. He couldn't control it. McLeod just...
that's a hard one.
Yeah,
there are a couple of them, and that's sort of where a couple of half umpiring decisions. You couldn't say they were incorrect decisions against Mead up at half-back. and there against Eustace at half forward, but they were certainly, in my opinion, as close to play on as they were free kicks. So a little bit of luck helps.
It does, and now it's important the umpires maintain that consistency with that interpretation throughout the course of the game.
So Andy McLeod has kicked one already. The only Crows player today who's come from a Port Adelaide background, and here he is to get his second. Kicking from 45 metres. Whatever breeze is left to right across him from this pocket. That's a beautiful kick. All past McLeod.
Yes, that's what you want to do. That's the summation of his type of play, his class. But again, it was the effort of Modric to kick that ball forward. He knocked it out initially. McLeod pushes it in his favour. Goes to ground to control, as I mentioned before. A bit harsh with the handball going forward, but Cook, there's that half tackle, Lee, which I agree with you.
Yeah, half tackle. But great finish, isn't it? I mean, they've had 5 shots, kicked 5 goals. Terrific conversion.
Yes.
Port down the other end, the best. I mean, Nation missed one from probably 20 metres out. So that's the difference in the game. Big difference on the scoreboard, though.
Yes, and the Franco kick too probably just could have finished off a bit better.
Just 24 seconds left in the quarter. Can Port get a late consolation? Gee, it's been a tough quarter, but out of the toughness and really brutality has been pure class. Curls?
Yeah, Bassett not too good. His left shoulder, which is suspect before the game, is not that fresh. We'll keep an eye on it.
Here's Bassett just returning to the side today. And there's the siren for quarter time. And this crowd of over 40,000, which is heavily weighted in favour of the Crows, are happy with what they've seen in the first term. 5 straight to 1-3.
And Lee, sorry, Lee, I was going to say, looking at the numbers, Adelaide have had it 70 times and Port have had it 53. So Adelaide have made the most of their opportunities going forward. And I think what Curl said initially, their crumbing ability up forward has been better. But I think Port have been a bit more indirect than they have gone forward.
Yeah, well, simply they've missed the shots as well, apart from actually missing the opportunities. Mostly when they've gone forward with a little bit of space, the Crows have been able to actually finish on the scoreboard, get the goals and get the lead. Port, on the other hand, have just been a bit sloppy in their finishing.
So Malcolm Blight makes his way down to speak to the Crows. Jack Cale is already out there with Port Adelaide, but the Crows were just brilliant with their disposal and shooting for goal. 5 straight to 1-3.
Current of EB.
$25.99.
And you can win a box at the AFL Grand Final.
Say it for me once more.
Grand Scotch whiskey, come and get it.
Hey, that's mine. And it's only $22.99.
Blackjack bourbon, $21.99.
Smirnoff vodka.
$24.99.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local sip and save.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. There's only a few days left to win an Air New Zealand family holiday to Disneyland. So if you want to get away, hurry to McDonald's.
Want a party? Get Twin Pack. 2 CDs for $19.95. There's 80s Pop Party, 60s, 50s Rock and Roll, and 70s Pop Party. 2 great CDs with up to 40 tracks for $19.95. Kim Wilde, Hot Chocolate, Frank Sinatra, Dr. Hook, Kenny Rogers, KC and the Sunshine Band, and Susie Quattro. Twin Pack. Over 80 titles for only $19.95 each. Get them now.
You might find this boring, but for Irene Johnson, this is very exciting. In fact, she's having the time of her life. She's tackling a detailed negative gearing issue and has just found a way to get a better deduction for her client. Irene is just one of 1,200 highly trained taxation specialists Australia-wide. H&R Block, the best people in tax. That's our claim.
What would put you in front of your own home? A home loan rate of 5.99%.
10 out of 10. When you've got a job to do, the best way to get 10 out of 10 results is teamwork. That's why with help from the teams at Mitre 10 at Wattle, you'll not only be a winner, you'll also be helping to support South Australia's favourite sons, the Adelaide Crows.
Good job, Daddy.
And that's gotta feel good.
9 to 10 out of 10 every time.
Honey, sure you know where you're going?
Sweetheart, it's me driving.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Must be his first time on a bike.
Dad!
Who's up for a sandwich?
At Amy, we know there's a lot of bad luck going around. So when you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years without making a claim, we believe it should be yours for life. So don't be penalised for a bit of bad luck. Switch to Amy now.
Don't you just love this country?
Lucky you're with Amy.
A great view of Football Park as we head back inside for the second quarter between the Crows and Port Power.
Yes, thank you, Craig. That's where the fog was rolling in from the lake, but it's now cleared and we're bright and sunny again. What a turn by the Crows. 5 straight to 1-3.
The 1998 AFL Premiership season brought to you by Telstra, making life easier. Victoria Bitter for a hard-earned thirst. Cadbury Mark of the Year, McDonald's Double Quarter Pounder with cheese, and Mitsubishi Motors, the award-winning Magna.
And at the boundary, Neil Curley and Bruce Abernathy.
Yeah, Drew, it's very clear to everybody watching that the big difference is clearly at ground level in the forward line. The Crows players very sharp down there, Bruce.
Just keep an eye on Gavin Wanganeen. The doctor was checking his vision, so he may have been knocked in the head.
Well, Port have worked it out of the middle, up towards half forward. They need the first couple of goals in this second quarter. And Stevens, who came over here as a forward from North Melbourne, and played brilliantly last week at half-back against St Kilda, started on the bench, doing well.
Yes, Modra stays at centre-half forward, and Andrew McLeod, who had 8 possessions at that first quarter, is remained to be picked up by Bond.
Franco tries to bust through the pack. There's no way through in this game. Well, he comes out with the ball. Round the boundary line he goes. Eagleton, number 11. It was like going through an intersection with your eyes closed.
They were coming to try to help him out.
There was no space. He was always going to get hemmed in at the pass, which he did, but he just went at it.
Chance here for Port. Knocked out by Stevens. Goodwin got a touch to Smart. Luckily, perhaps, comes to Eccles. Eccles kick up the centre wing. Red, who looked a bit proppy in the first quarter. I won't say he's moving perfectly at the moment, but he covered good ground then. Jarman, well, already he started better than last week. He couldn't get near it last week. Had 3 kicks against the Saints a week after he kicked 8 goals. But here today he got a goal in the first quarter. 21-point advantage to the Crows. Brewer along the line, gains about 20 metres.
Modra out at centre-half forward. I guess this is the earliest in any of his comeback games that he's actually got onto the field this part of the game, which I think is important because he really has been getting very, very little match time, very little touch of the ball at match pressure, and you either got to start getting it eventually, you've got to go back and play a full game.
And here's Modra from Connell's kick, but he waits down for Jarman.
Well, his previous attempt at a mark was fairly similar, just as the ball came out of bounds, but perhaps just lost it a bit in the sun, but that time made amends and controlled it.
Well, this would be heartbreaking if he kicks this, because Port have been having some much easier shots than this, and they haven't been kicking it, but he's going to play it off.
Well, Gavin Wanganeen dropped off his play there, Lee, and went into the space, which wasn't the wrong thing to do, but then all of a sudden Eccles is free, just drops into the space around the corner from Wanganeen, and that's where the kick came to.
He will be kicking from the 50-metre mark, so it's going to take a decent effort to keep it on line from here.
Eccles, a 19-year-old from the under-18s competition in Melbourne. Can he kick straight from 51 metres? Straight and with distance. Well, it was a centimetre short and punched through.
A change came up too from John Carl for Port. He's got Brendan Lade ready to come onto the ground. We'll just wait to see who the player is they'll take off.
just a simple ruck switch. How do you see the ruck situation at this point of the game? Can't say that they've...
No, the Red probably had a bit more around the ground. Of course, Primus kicked that goal. It's been probably evenly, I think, through the centre bounces and boundary throw-ins.
No great domination from either player.
Here's Huskus from the back pocket. And Primus beats Wren on this occasion. Fires in the hand pass. Kingsley. And away to Lyle. Good mark, Goodwin.
Yes, either the Port players didn't come at the kicker to get to usable space, or it was a poor kick, but again they've turned the ball over going into attack.
And Jarman's free now.
Costa to Jarman, who lopes after this one and marks 70 metres from goal.
Port's going to be careful because Eccles is sneaking down the outer side. It's a long kick if he can find him.
In short over the head of Cook and didn't reach Robrin. The mark to Wanganeen. Look out!
Oh dear!
Eccles the tackler. Back to Wanganeen.
Well, can he accelerate though?
And the tackler, Eccles, is the one who's hurt. He's down. Ball up at centre wing. Stevens the hand pass away to James. Goodwin. At full stretch, Kingsley couldn't mark. Huskus gains a few metres and gets it out near centre wing. At the interchange gate, with Lade preparing to come on.
Yeah, it looks as if the Port runner's just waiting to get Primus off the ground. It looks like that's going to be the change lead. But
he's in trouble here,
hurt there, Eccles. Yeah, he must have gone into the tackle head first by the sound of it. Look at it, I should say.
Primus wins. Good basketball there. Connell eventually. Unsuccessful Cook. Very well done by Brewer. Now Dickey. Eagleton waits at the front. Crumbs don't come his way. James, nearly the best hand passer in the competition. To Stevens. He's given it straight up, but the crowd signals that he was put down after he got rid of the kick.
Against Braden Lyle, it was. Braden Lyle victory, yes, it was. The
It's going to land in the nest of Port players too, so again a bad, going to be a 100-metre penalty just about by the time Rashudo kicks the ball.
And the relay free comes to Rashudo. Just 5 possessions in the first quarter. That's a little bit down on his usual output. Up to full forward. There's Lade just on the ground. It comes to Cook. Plenty of height. Hasn't got the distance. Goal square job. Oh, they'll need to defend desperately. Vardy's after it. Cummings.
A bit of pressure on the defensive goal square, isn't it, on Port. Then they looked like they were going to bring the ball out, but just the half fumble. In modern football, if you don't take possession of the ball as soon as you touch it, that second grab, you never get a chance for that one.
I looked twice to see whether I was right with Cummings. The full forward was in the defensive goal square. Dickey from the back pocket. Wilson up towards centre wing. Eagleton. Oh, good mark.
It's a good play, Eagleton. See, I like it. It's going to be an interesting running duel because Brett James has got nowhere near the speed of Eagleton, but certainly very good at close quarters. It's an interesting matchup of Malcolm Blights to have a Brett James on a guy like Eagleton who is really a guy who can cover the 100-metre play, as Doug Hawkins would say.
A classic bit of mathematics. Franco the hand pass in. Here's a running shot and Lane just on the ground.
On Today Tonight, Court of the Act. Adelaide's payphone vandals.
This has been sort of taken to with a sledgehammer.
They steal the money and they wreck the phones.
It's frustrating.
And they just don't care.
We're going to put a stop to this.
6:30 Monday.
You okay, Ned? You all right?
Tuesday, 8:30, it's Aussie drama at its best.
Quick, I need you here. Am I losing the baby?
Will a dedicated nurse lose her chance at motherhood?
You hang in there, okay?
Yeah, I will.
All Saints, Tuesday on 7.
The good sign also was it's one of the few occasions where a crumbing ball up forward has been won by a Port player, so it was good work by Franco.
Marsh won it in the middle down to Rashudo. His kick inside half forward is Modra. Might be his role in life now at half forward. McLeod, can he keep it in? No.
It curls and Abbas, we get an update on Wren and also Primus.
Yeah, Wren has got a slight leg problem in his right leg, but there's an interesting one here with Modra at centre half forward. And Robin at full forward.
And the shout is for Matthew Liptak, who comes on for his first run in about 18 months. He's had a back problem, hamstrings, and there he is, Dr. Liptak. Welcome back to AFL football. Sean Wren's gone into the rooms, so that's a problem. They've already lost Pittman today. Almost a one-handed James. Eagleton. The two number 11s, I reckon they'll put on a show today. Wilson lost sight of it. And this will be a ball up, will it? Yes, eventually. No!
That's a tough call, I reckon. Well, again, Lee, the umpire, Carey's caught behind the play, and the player underneath the footy was trying to knock it out.
Let's have a look. Did he drag it in? Did he drag it in, or did he fall on it? Oh, maybe he just pulled in underneath him, and that's what they try to prevent, isn't it? Don't pull the ball underneath.
Mark Stevens penalised. Spinning out of trouble, Connell. A kick to half forward. Braden Lyle takes the mark. And Liptak stands the mark. Bruce Abernathy.
Yeah, Matthew Primus, the bench says there's nothing wrong, but it's a bit hard to believe that your best big man's on the bench on a day as beautiful as this.
Yes, here's Wanganeen from half back.
Oh, that's a bad blue if they don't get away with it.
Here's a chance for Costa. Well, that's a 100-metre turnaround. Here's Liptak. Oh, you beauty! Does anybody do it better than Andy McLeod?
Aye, we were off for a wee break with the wains, and the collar was like a cow. And would you know about Kennett? Clunk, clunk, clunk. I'm stood there right glaikit with the wains shouting, "Oh, Farah, you ken you're nothing but a big dunderhead." So I skedaddled right into Ultratune and told the laddie about the clunk, clunk, clunk. He says, "Oh, your shock absorbers are out the windy, man," and made a rare job of them. Understood me perfectly, he did.
Well, that was just brilliant by McLeod, and the crowd still coming down into their seats after that. He's kicked 3 straight of Adelaide's 6 goals won. Port really needs something. Lockwood tied up by Hart.
And the problem with that goal to McLeod too, I think Lee mentioned the kick coming out from Wanganeen to Bond, put him under pressure with the fumble. 2-on-1, although Costa was able to beat him one out, he had support with another player. He was able to get away, push the ball forward, the goal results.
Lade couldn't get boot to ball. Back in thick traffic. Little toe poke out of there, deep inside the 50 now. Chance for Port. The shooter gives chase. It's out. Left forward pocket for the power. Well, these are probably the best conditions they've had to play in the 4 showdowns. 2 were wet and 1 was pretty windy, so it might be a higher scoring game than we've had in the past. The highest score managed so far in the 3 previous games has been 11-17 by Port in showdown 1. The shooter loses it. Here's James, another hand pass away to Connell. Unmarked in midfield.
Marsh is 3-2.
Here's Marsh short of half forward. Oh, gets around the man on the mark easily. And that's not bad disposal for a big fella. How about that?
It's good use watching all the way through, really, the Crows. They've just looked a little bit more precise with the use of the ball, and that's why they've got the leader. As that passage of play was taking place, Gavin Wanganeen has actually been shifted back onto Andrew McLeod. So you got to a couple of very, very skillful players opposed down there at that point.
Well, you know you've got to have your very best on McLeod, otherwise he'll chop you. Here's Peter Vardy to go for the Crows' 7th goal. 50 metres out. It just was touched on the line.
Good stretch by Paxman, wasn't it? Rodman did his best to get his body in the way, not allowed him to jump and touch the ball. That was a goal line decision.
So close. Now Paxman kicks in. Virtually straight up the ground for Mead. Midway through the second term, Huskus to centre half forward. Free kick. Portway, advantage. Open shot for goal by Franco. And he's missed it.
He's looking around. I mean, certainly the umpire allowed Franco to take the advantage. Franco looked around, the umpire called him on and he went for it, but maybe just that little bit of indecision. He just didn't quite run hard enough at the goals, didn't get his momentum really going through the line of the kick. And again, it's indicative of Port's day, really, isn't it? Missing a very simple shot.
It's 8 scoring shots to 6, but the margin's 22 points. Marsh. Well, gee, can this kid play? Into Stevens. Vardy on the lead on the 50.
He turns quickly. He's got Modra running into the open area there. I think he might get him.
Here's Modra.
Well, Drew, he turned, he'd been up the ground on the wing, almost heading towards Port's half forward. He turned around with the overlap of the mark by Marsh coming inside the handball. Modra turned Mead around. Mead couldn't stick with him. And this is what's happened.
They do run back quick.
Yes.
It's a bit easier to run back towards goal than come back. Modra, it's been an interesting call for him to play centre-half forward and Robin at full forward in this second quarter.
It'll make him work, Lee, won't it? As you said, more match time and this sort of effort is what he'll need.
This for his first goal. That's not like a 100-goal kicker. Very disappointing. Playing his fourth game since the comeback after a knee reconstruction, injured in the preliminary final last year. But injured today is Wren. Curls?
Yeah, Drew, it's not a severe one. It's a slight corking on his right leg, and they're just taking him down to work on it. He'll be okay.
Josh Franco, who should have kicked that goal a minute or so ago. And pass over the top to Kingsley. Now on the run, Stevens. Cummings! Well, they re-signed him during the week without a lot of evidence that he had a future at the club.
Just held his line, didn't he, really? He was just able to push his right side into Caven here just to keep Caven away from the line of the ball. Good body use.
Well, full forward must kick this.
This is what he gets paid for.
Oh, it's a tough shot.
It is a tough shot, yeah.
Right foot against the boundary line, but Port really need this. They've been missing some simple chances. Maybe they need to kick a difficult one.
Rees has dived down to virtually nothing now. Across the face, another behind. For 6 goals, 3. And the Crows' precision has just been fantastic. They've won 5 of their previous 7 games coming in here. Their only losses were by 4 points to Carlton and 1 point to Fremantle. And their form in just the last 2 weeks against the Saints and today against Port has been sensational. Pretty good lead up to a final series. Eagleton centres. Wilson clean bowl. Dickey to Wilson. Oh, they've got the fumbles. Smart. Kingsley to Wilson again. Mead's come up from half-back, and Modra's come with him. But they're under pressure. Modra, he's given a couple of hand passes. He's laid a tackle. That's great stuff, Tony Modra. But look at Donald Dickey. Goes to ground at the last moment. Stevens the hand pass out. Treadray in the goal square. Dew. Rush through for a behind.
They just cannot make the most of those half chances, Port. There's absolutely nothing in this game. It's just simply Port just can't quite. That was a good idea, wasn't it? Dew got the front position. He just couldn't quite mark it, couldn't quite get there to kick it off the ground. Then the Crows' defence just brushed it through.
The kicks from defence have been precision as well. Here's Eccles. He looks as though he might have copped one under the eye when he received treatment before. Then he's okay. Matt Connell.
He's been back to a bit of form too, Drew. He was out of sorts for quite some time, but forced his way back in pretty well.
Yeah, the shooter. And look at this, precision by foot and hand. Stevens. Eagleton gets him. It spills to McLeod though. Smart up from half-back. Nigel Smart goes long to the goal square. Jarman. Not this time. Varney. And a behind. Jarman wanting a free kick. The behind stands.
Well, you would have fancied then Jarman. He just had the sit. The ball came in quickly. The defence was unbalanced, Lyle, but he just couldn't quite bring that chest mark down.
Baxman clears the 50 easily. Mead did well to get it away. Franco. It's kick short of half forward to Dew. He's been turned defender to forward. Hart. Rashudo. The crowd yelling roo, roo, roo for Mark Rashudo.
Well, there are a lot of players free here. They're all still free from the zone on the kick-in.
Modra steers it low. Flips to the back. You're in trouble, Eustace. McLeod there, and it's over the behind line.
The zone defence, you see it many times. The ball went to Port Adelaide's half-forward line, but once the Crows got possession and moved it back quickly. All his own players on the opposite side of the field were all still standing unopposed.
On round the boundary line. Oh, it's a jump. Paid the mark.
A lot of space in front here.
Oh, Franco made a couple of blues. Should have kicked the goal. Got the mark there, which he should have taken. Kicks to centre half forward. Goodwin's there to punch away. Another chance. Wilson ran into trouble with Smart. Smart held.
Holding up, isn't it? That
I was going to say that in the half-forward line of Port too, Lee, they're going to have to kick to someone like Stuart Dew, who's not a tall marking player. They're going to be in trouble because the Crows' defence will just force that ball away.
Caven, Jarman makes a contest and punches Bond to the ground. Umpire will throw it in. Well, it's looking like the Crows at the moment. Port have got to do something. They've got to sharpen up their disposal, and when they get shots for goal, they've got to kick them.
The umpire in the back third, Drew, has played that free kick for interference from behind.
Brendan Maid, he kicked a goal earlier this quarter, just after he came off the bench. Port kicked 1-3 in the first quarter. They've kicked 1-3 in this quarter.
It's a terrific defensive score too by Nigel Smart to get up high from behind and force it physically to the boundary line. Very effective. Curls?
Yeah, Ross, I can't understand why there's so much mishandling of the football in such a fine day.
I think it's all happening from the Port point of view, Curls. The Crows seem to be handling it fairly well, but they got Brewer at centre-half forward now, Port, and well, whether Brewer's good enough in the air against Smart, that's going to be a real test. They just really haven't got the get-out target around centre-half forward, Port.
I suppose if Primus was good enough to come back on, he could go back to the ruck and put Lade at centre-half forward, but at the moment they need him on ball.
Nation's kick. They're just back there in numbers. Goodwin lost sight of it. Got behind him. The umpire will ball it up. Well, the Crows opened the first term with 5 straight. So in this quarter, they've kicked 1 goal 5. But it's not all poor kicking for goal. A couple of rush behinds. Chance for the power here. Slick little hand pass. Nice from the boundary line. Out of bounds.
Well, they're going to go through every now and again, but not often. That was a low percentage shot from out there.
They're going to try and block this up now, force the ball back inside their 50 and try and get a scoring opportunity. Port, Cave will try and push this as far as he can to the boundary line, and the other defence will try and push that to the boundary line itself.
That's pretty close to it. And out again. Well, it's a jam-packed house here today. This game was sold out last week, so we're televising live into Adelaide. And here's the mob at Port Adelaide Footy Club at Alberton. G'day, folks. And that's the spillover from people who couldn't get into this game, although I don't think we'll ever get to the 47,000 that turned up for Showdown 1. Marsh looks a good player. He replaced Pittman in the selected side. And umpire Nash will ball it up. 5 minutes remaining to half-time. Helped up by Connell. Brewer's there. Got a clear hand pass away. Wilson. James. He is best with hands in the comp, I reckon. Connell. Jarman almost a one-hander. He picked the right option with Smart. Here they come. Got the McLeod. Oh, terrific speed by Goodwin.
And that closing speed, Lee. You mentioned before about his ability to get away with speed. Now to close the player down.
He certainly, the momentum was with Wanganeen. He was on the move before McLeod accelerated, but I doubt if there's a quicker player, quicker surging, accelerating player in the game of Wanganeen to really run a real quick 15 metres, which he had to do then. And that includes Peter Mathieu and all of them.
Well, McLeod is just like breeze lightning, so to be run down from behind took real pace by Wanganeen. There's a mark by Treadray.
And the importance of that tackle too, Drew, will actually put some doubt in the mind of McLeod when he might do it again. He's not going to know where Wanganeen is.
It was Dickey in front. Lade makes a contest of it. They need the rover in front. Edwards lost it. Here's a good hand pass. Eagleton on the lens. He needs to kick it.
No, he didn't. He actually, I mean, again, it's a low percentage shot. He started to think his way through, I thought, Eagleton, but he He ran his 10 metres. I mean, there was a 2-on-1 situation where there was 2 Port players and 1 Crows players, and I think you've just got the shot from there is a really difficult one, Roscoe. Yep. You're going to not kick too many from that kind of angle and distance.
Well, they've had 3 now, and they've all missed.
Yeah.
Just touched by Caven before it got out of bounds. So we saw Sean Wren on the exercise bike working on his leg. Curls?
Yeah, just keeping it warm. But, Drew, this is Port Power's chance here because the Crows have dried up a little bit in the last few minutes.
Hart, under pressure, swings the hand pass away, and they're good enough to clear through Eccles. Rashuto. Down the centre corridor. Edwards had to get around Stevens. Outside the corridor now, Costa, but he's got a heap of space. Kim Costa approaches the 50. Vardy in the pocket.
We had 2 options there, Drew, because he had Modra sitting in the square. He's actually calling for it, but the ball just dropped short and a bit to the left. And Vardy just sitting behind his player here. Costa got free because Stevens had to go to the contest. Costa sat off and sat out in space. And Vardy, who's been a pretty good goalkeeper this year, he's kicked 19 so far, 1 in this game the first quarter. Gives you a chance for a second.
Distance not a problem. Accuracy all right. Goal!
The kick out into the path of Bruce. He crashes past the tackler, then sets it up for Kelly. The bounce is favourable for the skipper. And fast over the top. Oh, not having to change stride as Banks. And he trots it through. Magnificent goal to the Swans. Kicked by Banks.
With an ANZ Visa footy card, you can score points with your favourite team.
Sensational play by the Swans, set up by their captain, Paul.
28-point lead now to the Crows. Less than 3 minutes to go to half-time. Is it a match-winning break? Marsh. It's tight in there, and it has been from the word go. We've had some real congestion and some brilliant open play.
Yes, it is tight in the packs, and I think Port are doing just as well, actually, in the packs, if not better, than the Crows. But the Crows surged off halfback, and just at the moment, that's how most of their goals have come.
Hugh gives chase. Good pick-up by Goodwin. Around the corner goes Goodwin. Franco, another little bit of a fumble. He's looking for the line now, where it started off being his ball.
Applause on the outside as Cummings is being taken from the ground to be replaced by Brett Chalmers, who's seen very little game time in his 5 games this season.
There's a lot of clapping going on. I don't know whether they're clapping Chalmers on or Cummings off. I'm not sure.
I'm sure that's about 35,000 Crows fans giving him the hugest Bronx cheer of all time.
I think there's a bit of a cheer on the other side too for Matthew Liptak, who found his one on the outer side, so the crowd over there just welcoming him back as well.
Kingsley, very good hand pass. Franco into Stevens. Stevens with penetration. Here's a chance. And he's just on the ground, Chalmers, for a mark. Been there about 10 seconds.
This is about when the coach says, "See, that was a terrific interchange." Terrific interchange.
Well, in his 5 games so far, Drew, just the 10 possessions in total and 6 marks all up. So little game time when he has been on, little influence. Here's a chance.
Recruited from the Crows. Here he is against them to kick a goal.
I'm just on my way downstairs. Hello? You're breaking up. How about now? You got me now?
Check the wiring.
Colleen?
I'm going to check the aircon. I'm going to fit half a dozen spots in here, so I'd say
Oh.
a couple of hours max.
Need clearer indoor reception in more places now?
Yeah, no problemo.
Mobile net, and you can.
Useless mongrel! No, of course I didn't mean...
Scott Cummings sitting down, only a couple of people away from Jack Cale. Well, I don't think he can complain about being benched because he hasn't had a lot of the leather. Just 2 kicks. Connell. Good play. McLeod overran it. Jarman fighting hard for the ball. He's really having a dip today. Just had a week off last week.
And Lee, just following up your comments, that's the advantage in some respects with Port, because it's not a high-scoring game. They're not that far out of it. They're getting sufficient number of the footy But again, as we've emphasised a few times, they've just got to use it a lot better.
And Franco didn't have it when he was grabbed. Free kick caught and 50.
Well, the whistle had already gone. McLeod finished off, continued on after the whistle. Umpire standing on the mark there, Peter Carey, saying, well, you can't do that. And here's the 50 accordingly.
Well, inside the last minute now, can Port get this goal just to get that little bit closer?
Well, if we can get a mark inside 50 to scoring opportunity, perhaps if Chalmers can give him a decent lead and get on the end of it.
Less than a minute to go to half-time. Another goal to be handy. Mead is dropping a little bit short, and Jarman isn't he covering some ground?
Yeah, they all got back in very large numbers when Chalmers kicked the ball for, when who was it? Mead. When he kicked the ball from midfield, there was only one Crows forward still on the attacking side. They all pushed back very hard into defence, so they really blocked it up really nicely.
Connell wide to Rashudo. And he comes out to Hart. Now Hart with a bit of distance. Clip through the pack, stock it off the ground by Smart inside 50. McLeod and Wanganeen. Well, that's like an Olympic sprint between those two, and it's going to be a free kick to Wanganeen.
The crowd probably thinking he actually dived on the ball, but there must have been an assist in the back.
That's siren time, half-time here at Football Park, and the Crows have a decisive advantage. But Port did kick the last goal before the break. And Scott Cummings, I think, might have had a word to say to somebody down there and was led away by one of the Port trainers. But it's 12 scoring shots to 10. The margin's 22 points. Could have been a lot less had Port kicked straighter.
Yeah, there's nothing in the game noted about that. I think the margin, obviously, is what you want to be. You want to be in front, 22-point lead. But they just converted better. They just were a little bit more precise with their ball handling, just a little bit more composed. And certainly, while Port were inaccurate, certainly the Adelaide back line was very solid as usual.
So 2 goals each in that quarter. It's 7-5 to 3-7.
This 7 News Update is brought to you by Colonial.
Good afternoon. On 7 Nightly News at 6, a brutal killing in the southern suburbs. It's understood a neighbourhood watch officer died as he went to help out in a nearby dispute. The full story at 6. Also tonight's Showdown highlights and interviews. An amazing story of survival after the horror terrorist bombings at the US embassies, and the floodwaters keep rising interstate. We'll see you at 6.
Nobody knows news like 7.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. There's only a few days left to win a fantastic new Land Rover Freelander. So if you want to escape for some serious fun, race into McDonald's.
Is your phone becoming a brick? Want to trade it in for a new slim model? Check out the great range available at Adelaide's largest Telstra premium dealer, HTR Communications, in Stepney, Mile End, Elizabeth, Marion and Tea Tree Plaza.
Adelaide's leather revolution happening right now. Every lounge, full grain leather all over. Without doubt, the very best value money can buy. And at the lowest price, or it's free. Only at Discount Lounge Centre Superstore, 23 Anzac Highway, Keswick.
How would you feel if you found out you could have paid less for your new or used car someplace else? Come to Jarvis Ford. We've got lots of cars at low prices.
Well, you talk about desperation. That is just fantastic work by Gwen Jenkins. Now she's got a chance to convert, Robbo.
No doubt about that, Sandy. From about 45 metres, a difficult angle and a stuttering approach, but... oh, she's done it very, very nicely. She's kicked her third, given the Tigers a chance.
With an ANZ Visa footy card, you can score points with your favourite team.
It's been a great start to her career.
No doubt about Gwen. She's threaded the eye of the knee.
Why lose with Telstra's 3 rates per minute to the UK? Day, night, and weekend. When you could win with Primus Globe Talk's 1 low rate. We're always just 37 cents per minute, and we have no joining fees, no contracts, and no minimum calls. Primus. Join us. Call 1300 36 14 66.
Mitre 10 out of 10.
For 10 out of 10 results, the best gardening team around is Yates and Mitre 10. And when you buy Yates products like these Tuscan pots, designed by nurserymen for healthy growth, or Yates potting mix with dynamic lifter, full of nutrients to make things grow big and strong, you'll be helping to support South Australia's favourite sons, the Adelaide Crows.
10 out of 10 every time.
What's your favourite children's story?
Three Little Pigs. Oh, that's everyone's favourite.
Nonsense. Goldilocks. Oh, and the Three Bears.
Jack and the Beanstalk's best. Puss in Boots.
Little Red Riding Hood.
The Gingerbread Man. It's got to be Goldilocks, surely. Yeah, Goldilocks.
Yeah, God. No, not Goldilocks.
Why me?
New Cadbury Story Block. There's a story in every block.
And they all lived happily ever after.
It's half-time here at Football Park. At quarter-time, the Crows led by 21. They now lead by 22 points. It's 7-5 to 3-7. Now let's have a look at the Cadbury's Mark of the Week.
Our first contender, Anthony Koutafidis of Carlton. Mark B of Waverley, Ben Dixon of Hawthorn. Mark C, Leon Cameron of the Western Bulldogs. Mark D, Peter Berbikov of Essendon. And our final contender, Adrian Fletcher of the Dockers. Let's run through those again. Mark A, Koutafidis of Carlton. Mark B, Ben Dixon of Hawthorn. Mark C, Leon Cameron of the Western Bulldogs. Mark D, Peter Berbikov of Essendon. And Mark E in the same match, Adrian Fletcher of the Fremantle Dockers.
And now for your chance to win. See if you can pick which of those contenders the panel will choose as the Cadbury AFL Mark of the Week. If your selection is the first correct entry drawn next week, you'll win a family trip to see your AFL team play interstate. Just send any 2 Cadbury wrappers in a standard envelope with your name, address and selection on the back to Cadbury AFL Mark of the Year, Lot Bag 100, Pennant Hills, New South Wales 1771. On weekdays, you can hear the contenders again by ringing 1902 555 693 or by contacting our website. The Cadbury AFL Mark of the Year.
And welcome back to Football Park. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the highlights of the game today in Melbourne, the big one between Collingwood and Richmond.
Every weekend in August, you can call the UK, USA, New Zealand, Ireland and Canada and pay no more than $3 for the first 10 minutes with Telstra International Direct. That's right, pay just $3 for the first 10 minutes every weekend in August so you can keep up with all of your family and friends overseas.
Michelle, guess what? Oh, when's the big day?
What's better than 12 months interest-free terms from Truscott Hi-Fi?
13 months?
Better than that.
16, 18 months.
How about 2 whole years? Adelaide's lowest prices with 2 years interest-free terms.
No wonder more people are shopping at Truscott's.
Tinea can be hard to shake off because there are 2 bugs that can aggravate the problem. Dactar and cream gets both, so it really gives tinea a blast. Dactar and cream kills both the bugs that cause tinea.
This is where most oil comes from, out of the ground and into your engine. Sure, it's refined, but it still retains some sort of impurities, and quite frankly, I won't use it. Mobil One's a little different. It's man-made, it's fully synthetic and pure. And that purity means cleaner engines, less engine wear and better performance. I tell you, it's worth paying a little extra for.
Mobil One Synthetic. For your car, the one and only.
Mitre 10 out of 10.
When you've got a job to do, the best way to get 10 out of 10 results is teamwork. That's why with help from the teams at Mitre 10 at Wattle, you'll not only be a winner, you'll also be helping to support South Australia's favourite sons, the Adelaide Crows.
Good luck, Daddy.
And that's gotta feel good.
Mitre 10 out of 10 every time.
Life's not just about hard work, mate.
It's about having a good time. My oath. See, Das, it's all about somewhere you can take the whole family. It's about values and value.
What do you mean?
Somewhere you can get a tender steak or even a burger. I'm talking about service and a friendly face. No, not you, mate.
Great service, great food and great times. Just the way you like it. At Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon.
Hey, they're open every day for lunch and dinner.
20,000 quilt cover sets up for grabs.
$55, $65, $79, $87.
Huge savings. But will they sell?
Does a one-legged duck swim in circles?
I've created a monster.
With a Yamaha home theatre pack from Truscott Hi-Fi, you get all this for this, plus a free bonus subwoofer valued at $398. Adelaide's lowest prices with 12 months interest-free terms. Truscott's. Good boy, sit.
Last Monday's incredible response to missing schoolgirl Quinny Dieck resulted in the highest number of calls in 10 years for a single case.
My daughter just 12 years old, very young.
The latest update on Australia's Most Wanted, Monday. Tuesday. A tragedy that's happening all too often.
In a few minutes, there'll be a waiting room full of frantic parents.
Brings the team closer than they've ever been before.
Everyone at this hospital is grieving.
Chicago Hope, Tuesday, 9:30.
Half-time at Football Park, 7-5 to 3-7. McLeod avenues to goal last week and proving to be again today, even with Jarman and Modra in the side. And for Port Adelaide, the big blokes are getting the goals. Primus, Chalmers and Lade. I think they need the little blokes to start crumbing and kicking straight. Big crowd at the MCG. Collingwood, let's go to highlights of that game.
Michael in front, Clapp was the flyer. Evans, his blonde look-alike, snap at goal. Richardson, through goal, 1 metre out, getting Tigers second.
To the danger spot, here's Richardson. Too much carry on. He's going to recover and kick a goal.
Rocker brushes one tackle, pure strength, brushes two, gets past Bowden, short pass, and the mark taken by Mangan. Let's see what sort of a fist he can make of this. Not a bad sort of a kick. Your mail's good, Nick. Your mail is very good. He's got Collingwood first. Gale with the run in and gets a second go at it. Knocks it up towards the 50-metre line. Gavin Brown knocks it away. Clapp. Broderick onto the left, loves these, and usually kicks them and has done.
So a chance for the Pies. King down to Mangan. This could bounce. This could bounce through. It's going to bounce through.
Richmond gang tackling. Nichols. Shawball missed it. Clapp. Into an open goal, 15 metres out and kicks it.
Kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line. Pack of players there. Richardson again got his hands on the ball. Razzo was tackled without it. Patterson pounces on it. Runs into the open goal and bangs it through. And kicks the ball long. So the Tigers, this Collingwood defence has stood up pretty well. Clapp in front, thumped away that time by Brown. Here's a chance. Nichols runs into the open goal and nails it. So the Pies come away from the half-back line. That was from Crow, kicks into the centre of the ground, being marked by Big Sav, who pumps the ball long again. Richardson's got his hands on the ball a few times. This time he's got it. Runs into the open goal. Magpies in front for the first time in the match. Gale, eyes off Monkhorst. Got his hands on the ball first. Here come the Tigers. Broderick out of the centre square, looking for Platt. He's got it. Well, he's going for his fourth goal of the match. 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's bent it back.
Matthew Richardson looking the worst for wear with that bump high on the left cheekbone. Let's hope it's not a fracture. Broderick to Campbell. Oh, gee, met heavily in the marking contest was Jasper. Didn't like that.
Yeah, Scotty Crow was a little bit late on the scene there, and he has met him quite solidly. And as you can see, well, there should be, Russ. There should be. Well, hang on, we'll continue after the kick.
Which he gets for a goal. Daffy's first.
Well, this is a progressive score. At three-quarter time, the Pies led by 2 points, but the Tigers have skipped away in the last term, and that's close to full time at the MCG, 57,000 there. We'll be back at Football Park. It's half-time here between the Crows and the Power.
Give me the game, I love. Give me the game, I love. Give me the game, I've been thinking of.
This has had a bite taken out of it.
Yeah, I got hungry waiting in line.
Yeah, but...
If you don't want it...
No, it's...
I didn't have to get you one, did I?
It's just, if you're going to have a bite, then logically...
Logically?
Hey.
Yeah, that's logical.
The only thing as good as your cherry ripe is someone else's.
I'm going to save mine till later.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. There's only a few days left to win an Air New Zealand family holiday to Disneyland. So if you want to get away, hurry to McDonald's.
Pursuing optimum screen quality with GoldenEye. LG is captured life on screen. LG GoldenEye Swing. Pursuing perfection. LG Electronics.
It's a great place, Adelaide, but it's a long way from the rest of Australia. Unless you're with AAPT Smart Chat. With Smart Chat, you pay the same great long-distance weekend rates, whether you're calling your parents in Sydney, your mates in Brisbane, or your brother in Cairns. He never told me he was moving to Townsville.
You don't just play it, you live it. Which bank understands? The Commonwealth Bank. Helping young netballers grow into great netballers.
Wherever I go, whatever I do, I know in my heart I'll never be far apart from you. Though the years roll by, you'll see me through and be with me all my life, whatever I do.
Win the VB Super Box for you and 9 mates at both the AFL and NRL Grand Finals.
Who shout?
Get it cheering in your own Super Box. See VB cartons for details.
Down 4 and the Crows looking to square the ledger at 2-2, and at half-time they lead by 22 points with better accuracy in the first half. Roscoe, is it a lost cause yet for the Power? They've just got to get straight, haven't they?
Well, very much. And just a bit more clean with their ball handling, Drew. They're getting enough of it, and we've said enough a number of times through the call that just far more efficient have the Crows been, and their half-back line's rebounded very, very well, and that's where Port have fallen down. But when they have had their opportunities, they've been pretty wide, Drew. They had 3 shots in that second quarter, which they just found very difficult right from the pocket. A chance you can convert, but as we've said a couple of times, low percentage. Going through the stats here, McLeod, who was quietened a little bit by Wanganeen in that second quarter, still been a very influential player, not with only stats, but also those 3 goals. Connell, again, just working hard, just building up numbers, and Vardy, along with McLeod, has been effective in that forward area with his 2 goals. Smart, that rebound from half-back, and also Rashudo through the middle of the ground with 10 touches. Josh Franklin, Drew, 10 touches, 12 should I say, but really nothing terribly effective. Stevens has worked hard against Costa, it's been a pretty good duel. Wanganeen, as I said, has come back down to McLeod and has held him fairly well, but they've had to get him to do more defensive work than attacking type work to set something up. So if they can get, say, Lade to centre-half forward, Primus back on the ground, they might have a target in the full forward area.
So don't go away. I'm sure all viewers in Adelaide will be going nowhere. Do you want a chance to be at the grand final this year and toss the coin for the captains? Here's how you can do it.
How would you like to toss the coin at this year's grand final? $2 could make this possible. Entry coupons are available from Australia Post and Rotary Clubs, or by calling 1900 957 004 for credit card purchases. As well as tossing the coin, you and a friend will watch the grand final in style, attend a grand final brunch, and keep the $10,000 specially minted gold coin. Then in January next year, enjoy 5 sessions of the Australian Open Tennis. Proceeds benefit Australian Rotary and the Olympic Games team.
And that would be something to be tossing the coin on grand final day. Half-time, Crows by 22 points. The second half about to get underway, and we'll be back shortly at Football Park.
Every weekend in August, you can call the UK, USA, New Zealand, Ireland and Canada and pay no more than $3 for the first 10 minutes with Telstra International Direct. That's right, pay just $3 for the first 10 minutes every weekend in August, so you can keep up with all of your family and friends overseas.
Michelle, guess what? Oh, when's the big day?
You know, some of Australia's emerging athletes do need financial support to help them prepare for the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. And so the Foster's Sports Foundation was established with an initial guarantee of $1 million. Combined with the sales of Foster's products and the generous support of Foster's customers and employees, the foundation could raise up to $10 million by the year 2000. And this will go a long way to helping our deserving young athletes realise their dreams.
Have the players been inspired during the half-time interlude? Let's find out in the third term. Here's Drew Morford.
Yes, thank you, Craig, and welcome back to Football Park. The sun shining brightly now after a little bit of fog in the first half. Well, I wonder, have the players been inspired at half-time? Let's go down to our men on the boundary line, and here's Pearls and Abba.
Well, thanks very much, Drew. The big news for the Crows, of course, is that Wren is back on the ground, replacing Marsh, but that quarter was a dried-up quarter for the Crows, only the 2 goals because they're lacking a high-marking forward. They're doing all their work at ground level, and if you've got to rely on that sort of stuff, you're not going to kick a lot of goals.
Girls, I'm just waiting to see how Port Adelaide lines up forward. You've got Lockwood, you've got Cummings and Treadray all on the bench for Port Adelaide.
Gone small.
They've gone small, all right.
Thank you, Drew.
Thanks, boys.
In fact, they've got Lade down there, Drew, so he's a target to kick to.
Well, Liptag actually won the hit out, and the umpire's been bowled over. But the first kick of the second half is out of the middle to Lyle. Smart, ridden into the ground by Nash, carried forward in the tackle, free kick Smart.
Yes, so Lade and Chalmers started deep with Dew, so that's the marking power. They've certainly got a long way from their starting forward structure.
Here's Mark Stevens in midfield, up the ground at Costa. Dew got there, a little bit late, bowled him. Costa in the centre square. Star-studded forward line. Who will he go to? Well, he hasn't pierced the 50 yet. Into Connell. Lip tack. Goes wide. Well, it's a funny old way to go, but Eccles has it.
Well, they two came up, don't they? That's Eccles, but they're all in their cave and all their defenders run up hard, don't they?
Well, there's no one back. There's only Smart and Goodwin. Goodwin is just down in the centre. Everyone else is almost inside 50. I thought they might have honoured the lead of McLeod first up. He was about 10 metres in front of Wangaleen, I believe. They push themselves wide now.
Eccles, well, he got too close to the man on the mark. And Huskus knocked it to the ground. Picked up by Vardy. And Vardy goes! Hit third.
There's no question their effectiveness when they've gone inside 50. We've spoken about in the first half. It's just been superior, and obviously that's shown on the scoreboard. But again, making it a bit difficult for themselves going out in this area. But Vardy just gets the ball in the boot so very quickly. Plenty of height, and the accuracy to go with it. And that's certainly the goal that Port wanted at the other end.
A bit of by-play there between Huskus and Vardy at the same time.
There's Primus Brendan in the ruck, so they've allowed Brendan Lade to start at centre-half forward.
Back in the middle with umpire Mark Nash. Primus wins, but Connell grabs it for the Crows. Eagleton got a touch. Hurried kick across the ground by Lyle. Now Stevens. Dickey. Inside 50. Dew. Good strength. He's got legs like tree trunks, that boy. James, 1 kick in the first half, but 7 handballs. Another handball there. And that's high. Free kick to Stevens. Nick Stevens. We have Mark Stevens playing for the Crows. Places it high. Oh, beautiful mark by Chalmers.
I was about to say, and I still say, it's a big call for Chalmers and Lade to be, you know, your goal-kicking forwards in big numbers. Certainly Cummings didn't get much of it, neither did Frederick. But to have them both off at the same time really is a show of, I guess, a lack of faith to say, well, you guys aren't doing the job. We'll go to our 3rd and 4th stringers.
Chalmers, 35 metres out, kicks the goal. His second.
First, they put Neil Armstrong on the moon. Now, meet the future of NASA's space program.
Is this for real?
This is for real. Mission 1, beat Al to the job.
So this means that I will be weightless?
They're astronauts, not magicians, Al.
Mission 2, survive the training.
It's a bit snug in the crotch here.
And Mission 3, convince Jill.
How soon can you leave?
The countdown's begun.
I can't believe you're going up in space.
That's what the other astronauts say.
A special home improvement tonight on 7.
And the fans at Alberton very happy with Chalmers getting his 2nd goal for the match, 2nd for the season. Primus wins in the middle. Lyle, a bit of a fumble, he's after it again. Soccers up the ground, gains 25 metres. Chris Naish tries to get boot the ball, missed it. Rashuto, pinpoint accuracy, just inside the lines, Connell. A goal each to start the 2nd half. Margin still 22 points. Wren, with the thigh strapped, he's kicked into the man. Follows up with a soccer. Scooped off the ground by Eccles. Long. Useless. Was expecting the ball to reach him. And the umpire now will ball that up. Carey, Nash and McKenzie, the men in white today. Probably by the end of the day, the whole of South Australia will hate them. They can't take a trick here. Good hands into Brewer, Kingsley. Through the centre square. Past the circle to half forward. Chalmers again. Not quite this time. It spills to Nick Stevens off the left, and he's kicked it.
Oh, that's a pretty good finish, I reckon, by Stevens then. The young kid we've spoken many times, probably one of the favourites for the Norwich Rising Star. He's got a terrific debut year. And he went onto his left side there. I was wondering whether he would have straightened up, but he was confident on his left side and kept it on line. Didn't really bother to straighten up and run at the goals with your dominant side, which I must say I would have recommended.
Yes.
But he certainly made the left side work, and 2 goals in a row. Now the game's alive.
And I think Primus has been important in the ruck too in these first couple of bounces. He's had the better run of that. That certainly favours Wren. Nothing much Primus can do about that.
Can't do much about the umpire bounces the ball in your lap.
Although he has given the free kick away. Rashuto is over the ball and Primus falling on top of him, so Rashuto will clear this away.
What do you think of principle of recalling a really bad centre bounce?
I think it's one of the intricacies of the game. Les, the bad bounce is a bad bounce. Yep, just let it go.
This is not actually in the laws of the game that the umpire can do that, but it has been done. Here's Modra with a juggle, takes the ball outside the 50, hoists it very high. McLeod! Number! Play on, and a free kick now to Port.
Yes, it's going back against Liptak. There would have been a free kick to Wangan, I think, anyway, but Port have it.
Costa kicks round the corner to the 50. Here's Jarman. He could do anything from here, Darren Jarman. Right to the goal square. And Modra.
Well, he came across the front of the pack, Lee, there, as if he was going to have to take an overhead mark, but the ball just dropped fairly quickly. Jarman did the right thing, getting it on quickly, knowing there would have been a contest in the square. Modra comes from right of screen. In fact, finishes up well in front of the pack with the ball dropping quickly.
Just dropped it, yeah. It looked like McLeod was going to be under the ball. He looked like the marking option, but I guess that's what judgment's all about, though, isn't it, Roscoe? Watching the ball hard enough to get on the end of it. And Montford just judged the jump better.
So this for his first goal of the day. Point blank range.
You'd never start work without the right safety equipment. And now you needn't drive without it either. The first van with optional driver's airbag and ABS brakes, the Mitsubishi Express walkthrough. Now only $27,990 drive away.
Well, in the second quarter, they kicked 2 goals each in half an hour. They've kicked 2 goals each already in 8 minutes to start the third quarter. Primus. Now a chance for Port. Lyle runs onto it. Gets plenty of distance. And here's Chalmers again. Could I take that back what I said 5 minutes ago? He certainly picked up the flight there, Chalmers. He really wasn't... I think the Crows defenders must have been having a look for him, because he basically... he made the surge for the falling ball. It was that wobbly, flat punt from Lyle that was just falling quickly, and Chalmers just read the flight and attacked the ball much harder than the Crows defenders, who I think had one eye on the Port forwards and only one for the ball. I think a fair surprise packet here. Brett Chalmers for his third. Should kick it 30 metres. I'm not sure about it. Yes!
Well, there was a couple of Crows players through who might have questioned that, but certainly been very productive. Chalmers, and again with the centre bounce, although it favoured Primus, so they won all in this quarter with
good positive knock forward, though, wasn't it? Really made the distance.
And then just Lyle, as you said, just getting a little bit of a spiral onto it, but it was always going to be pushing away to the pocket, and Chalmers just surprised the Crows defenders.
And Ben Hartley's actually back on Chalmers. A big size differential there. Chalmers 195 centimetres, so certainly he's got the height advantage. Certainly has shown a bit in this quarter.
So the margin's back to 16 points with the power making a charge. Stevens through the middle. Great play by a youngster. Well, unfortunately, there was a slip on the forward line by Naish. Made it easy for the defenders. Through McLeod it goes. Out of defence by Goodwin. Wanganeen and Costa. Sits well for Costa. He had to be quick. 2 against 2 contest here. Vardy turned the wrong way. But eventually Robrin at his toes, Costa. Off to Peter Vardy. Vardy, a mighty kick, but offline.
The Nation's been taken from the ground. I'm not saying it would be for that slip over. It was a critical slip because they had a chance at the contest.
Got to keep your feet in those circumstances, don't you? And he just, he went to ground and the ball just came out.
So Roger James, the player to come on.
So the James boys playing for opposing sides today, the brothers.
And McLeod's on a half-back flank, picking him up.
Dickey across to Huskus.
The numbers outside side poor. It's just a matter of whether they can maintain possession, find the loose guys, and just eventually clear it. And I think they will.
Wanganeen in short. And Eagleton's left his man up near centre wing. Here's Stevens. It spills to him.
Good knock.
The boy can go a bit. Well, Kingsley dispossessed. Jarman's hand pass. James another one. Well, Stevens doing brilliantly. And he comes to Lyle. Good hard running by Primus. Eagleton, bit of a juggle. Here's Paxman up from defence. Long kick, but unfortunately offline.
Well, they come out then, don't they? He came out of defence, Paxman ran up the field, and he was on for probably 3 possessions after they're in it now, Port.
They certainly are. It has picked up. It just makes you wonder that perhaps the Adelaide defence was keyed up to play on the big names, which are now sitting on the Port bench, but they've just been caught out a little bit by the new faces up there in Brett Chalmers.
The hand pass in from Roger James and hoisted high by Lade. 30 metres from goal, but Smart grabs it for the Crows. Open country out there on centre wing. Kingsley. Good kick to Dickey. He's got Eccles on the mark. Short pass in. Is well done. Bond. This would test him for distance. He's outside 50. right to the goal line. Chalmers is there again. But the Crows defend well. Chalmers, number 7. Good tackle. He kicked 3. Working hard. Intercept by Dickey. It's coming back. High tackle.
Shepherd, wasn't it? High Shepherd. Yeah, I think it might have been a tackle by Chalmers. He paid the push in the back.
Has he? Okay.
Maybe because on the tackle on the way out, but it certainly looked like Port were clear and had won the ball.
Well, I thought the umpire signal was over the shoulder, but whether it was in tackling or shepherding, I didn't see the incident.
I'm guessing too.
Smart got high to knock the ball further afield. 16 points the margin, and late in the second quarter, it was a 27-point lead to the Crows. Girls?
Yeah, Drew, you could see this halfway through the second. The Crows were drying up in their real clean work, and the power was slowly getting back to them. At this stage, the Crows are going to lift their game.
Primus doing well, but Wren wins this. Franco just hasn't handled one-touch football today. Connell takes it to centre half forward. Caven works it to the front. Edwards caught in a good tackle by Wilson. Kingsley, Jarman gets him. Play on rules the umpire. It's not dead yet. Franco tunnels it out the back. They've done well that time. Brewer to Mead. Past Dickey it goes. Back it comes. Oh, sliding into trouble. That was Liptak. Holding the ball. Matthew Liptak gets the free kick.
Not too happy with that decision, but umpire said that he pulled the ball in.
Robin, a good mark. That plays on away from Mead. Kick by Robin. Scorcher!
Mate, some of those umpiring decisions on the weekend.
But it's the rules, Graham.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it right.
Champions play by the rules.
Oh, I forgot you want a Brownlow.
And a McGarry.
Oh.
Brutally honest, footy up close in the Advertiser. Don't miss the footy lift out every Monday and Friday for all the AFL and SANFL news, previews and reviews from the experts who are up close to footy. In the Advertiser, today's newspaper.
Matthew Robin, a magnificent goal from outside 50, near the boundary line. His second today. Margin back to 22 points. Connell, good hand pass to Rashudo. Midway through the third term. Ball trapped by Huskus. Here's McLeod coming up from half back. Man who's kicked 3 goals in the first half. Whoa. Into Wren, just marks in time.
Had to pinpoint the pass, and he did.
Short. Liptak couldn't take the mark. They've turned it over. Lyle laid a chance at half forward. Good run here by James. Into Dickey. In trouble. Gets boot to ball. Here's Chalmers again. Well done, Hart. But it comes to Dew. Chalmers overruns. Smart off the ground. He's kicked it 50 metres without getting hands to it. Another one off the ground. Eccles. Oh, beautiful pick-up, Robert. Wide open here for the Crows. Prosciutto goes long. Another mighty kick. And just offline.
What a service. 3 kicks, really. 2 off the ground and then finishes up with Prosciutto. Goodness me, just fantastic Lockwood stuff. coming on for Dew. They just can't get enough. Chalmers is giving Port something to kick to at full forward, but their other forwards just can't get the ball.
Stevens over the back. Whistle, was it? Yes, they hesitated. It'll come to Stevens.
No, it's going to Wilson. I think the umpire, the other umpire, not the central one, umpire Nash was in the inside 50 area. He played it for a shepherding out, I think.
Yeah, good call, Roscoe. I didn't see how Stevens was going to get it free from that. Dickey almost a spectacular mark. Oh, it spilt the Port's way. James, a good hand pass out to Dickey. Lockwood just on the ground. So some of these coaching moves have worked within a minute, and this is less than a minute, just like Chalmers' was.
There may have been desperation moves, however. It's just really shuffling the deck chairs a little just to try and get enough forwards up there for Port to try and make the most of their chances. So Donald Dickey's been pretty effective in this quarter. He's had 6 possessions, 5 and 1. He's given them some drive.
Lockwood, 49 metres. Still in the field of play. Almost off hands. Here's a snap. And Paxman's got the
Ci tengo alla mia macchina, sai, è proprio un amore. E capirai, quindi, mi è venuto quasi un attacco cardiaco quando ha cominciato a fare bang, bang, bang. L'ho portato subito a Oltreciune e il meccanico mi ha detto che si trattava del timing. Hanno fatto la diagnosi, me l'hanno aggiustata e non mi hanno fatto pagare mica tanto, sai. Oltreciune, brava gente. I speak my language.
What a third quarter. 4 goals to Port, 3 goals to the Crows, and the margin's 17 points. Primus wins in the middle, Brewer helps it going for Port. Showdown Brewers, good contest. Well done, Brewer. He's still got it going to the 50.
Oh, good hard touch of the ball.
Ran out of defence. Oh, is it open on the turnover? Connell. Good chase by young Nick Stevens. Connell had to kick it and gave it up to Primus. Well done, Stevens.
The players are separated all over the field now. Now it's a question who can use the ball better on the way out here.
This is a bit of trouble. Kingsley Ewan hits them all of a sudden. Edwards has got it just inside the line. Still inside the line, Tyson Edwards. Back to the hand pass. Peter Caven.
Yeah, he's spot on, Lee. That's the thing. Who uses it best? And Primus's kick was a bit dodgy coming across him. And out of being a little bit unsure of himself with his foot skills. It certainly has improved, but that certainly puts Kingsley out on some pressure. Edwards with the tackle. Ball spills free. Hughes couldn't get the ball across the line.
He had to block Edwards, didn't he, really? He didn't allow him to get back inside, which he did.
Yeah. Had to try and get a hand on the ball if he could without making it too deliberate over the line. Then Caven finishes up with the goal. So it's nip and tuck here. Great quarter. Stu's ready. Stuart Dew is ready to come back on the ground.
Well, double the output of the entire second quarter. It's 4 goals each in the third. Connell's hand pass back to McLeod, who was creamed by Franco. And he wanted to go on with it for a split second. Thank goodness he didn't. They don't need him lost to the game. Too good for that. McLeod takes the free. 23-point lead to the Crows. 7 minutes 20 left in the third quarter. Deep inside 50. Oh, full stretch by Edwards.
He might have played the push, yeah. It wasn't the mark, but as the ball was arriving, about to get into Edwards' hands, we'll see that Eustace just gives him a little gentle nudge in the back. And that's all it needs to be, a gentle nudge. Umpire paid the free.
Yeah. Awesome. So, now Tyson Edwards, who was recalled this week. One of 4 changes made by the Crows. He kicks from just inside 50 and kicks perfectly.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. There's only a few days left to win a fantastic new Land Rover Freelander. So if you want to escape for some serious fun, race in a McDonald's.
Win the VB Super Box for you and 9 mates at both the AFL and NRL Grand Finals.
Who shout?
Get it cheering in your own Super Box. See VB cartons for details.
A lead of 29 points, the biggest margin in the game so far. Ball back in the middle. Wren wins, going nowhere. Socket forward inside the 50. Wanganeen got one hand to it and recovered. Jarman. Wanganeen's quick. Jarman got him from behind. Barney's quick. The hand pass back. Edwards. Caven waits it. Modra had a jump at it. Caven another go. Across the face of goal. And a desperate dive by Modra. No mark. Now a chance here for Port. Dickey with a bit of open space. Laid. Comes to the front. Bond. Into Franco. Now good running by Donald Dickey. He's come from half back. He's now at half forward. Chalmers caught behind half.
The speed of half, isn't it, really? That was fantastic.
Dickey socking his fingers off. That kicked him in danger.
That was just a question of who could run quickest, Hart or Chalmers, to get to the fall of the ball. And Hart just outpaced him, only giving away 4 centimetres. He's a very athletic player for 191 centimetres, Ben Hart.
Connell's kick for Jarman. Very wide, but a bit of space, Eccles. Down to the pocket, Monroe.
Game's very much opened up in this quarter, hasn't it? As players get a little bit tired, the spaces build up. The Crows are making advantage of it.
Peter Vardy on his own in the goal square.
It's a good kick on the tree, Drew, because to get the precise kick to that spot, have enough trajectory and quickly enough to get it there without allowing the poor player to come back and get a touch on it. It was a well-weighted kick.
Well, Vardy kicked 4 goals, 4 last week, and lining up for his 4th today. He's done that.
Where are your children when they're not at home?
This is something of the future.
Now they can contact you at the press of a button.
About half the price of the standard mobile phone.
The ultimate security measure. The future of mobile phones on 7 Nightly News.
If you'd like to be in the audience for the Crows' rock and roll debut on Live and Kicking, listen to Triple M's Big Breakfast.
Let's go and have a look what's going on.
If you like what we do on the field, take a look what we do off the field. 9:30 Wednesday night.
Port got to within 16 points earlier this quarter. It's now out to 35. So they've withstood the challenge of Port, the Crows, and have skipped away to the game's biggest margin. Under 5 minutes to three-quarter time. Braden Lyle having plenty to say to the umpire. No success rate. Primus. Stevens for the Crows. Look at the space here. For Liptak, the doctor, making a return to football after 18 months. Blocks the ball to pull forward. It gets through the pack. Wanganeen's back there. Had to be quick. Huskus pushed up his kick. It's still in the field of play for McLeod, for Rodrin. Well done to Monroe, to the goal square. And Jarman Martin goes.
Yeah, he's paid the push.
In fact, if he paid the push, well, I guess it was an instantaneous decision where the 50 metres should be paid as well. And the umpire said, well, I've taken the goal off him, I won't take 50 metres as well.
Yeah, because he's a long way away making the decision too, Lee. I'm sure that Jarman could always argue that he didn't hear the call. Watch this, there's the push.
Probably no more than the push was on early on when Edwards got the free kick. Really wasn't.
Fans have just had another look on the scoreboard here at Football Park. And Crows fans didn't like the decision, as you'd expect. Hugh kicks in. Rather not kicking in, but taking the free. Goodwin. It's a high ball. Caven with a run at them. Roving Vardy. Number 4's nearly fifth. Just offline.
Great innovation in footy. I think the umpires are really much more allowing the pack to clear itself with the combination of players being pinged if they fall on the ball, so they don't want to really fall on it too readily. And the umpires are allowing players to extricate the ball from the pack. So all of a sudden you're waiting for the umpire's whistle and a player will take off with the ball. But I think it really keeps the game flowing.
Those tree trunks of Stuart Hughes not looking too good at the moment. Huskus. Margin now 36 points. 6-goal lead to the Crows. Chalmers too slow. Caught by Liptak. Spills to Connell. But chopped off by Huskus. And already the Crows have kicked 13 goals, 8. Which is the most goals anybody's kicked in these showdowns. Probably had the best weather conditions today for Showdown 4. Nobody's kicked any more than 11 prior to this. And the ball's out of bounds in between wing and half forward for Port. Neil Curley.
Yeah, Drew, the Crows have really lifted their work rate here. And I think we're starting to see a bit of a gap in these two sides now.
Well, looking very skillful, the Crows. And really, they're only a couple of kicks away from having won 7 games on the trot.
And Stuart Dew has had to come off the ground. We might get a report from ABBA shortly, but he's been replaced by Adam Kingsley.
Got to take to those tree trunks with a pretty good axe. Connell's hand pass is perfect. Fancy Liptak back in football. He's played hardly any local football to make a return to the AFL. Robrin, centering kick, Wanganeen, backed himself and took it brilliantly. But he's run down from behind. How do you catch Wanganeen from behind? Tell you what, Tyson Edwards must be an Olympic sprinter.
Well, he got again, it was like he had the momentum before. When he took the ball, he had to then accelerate, and Edwards was already on the fly. And I think when you're carrying a ball, you can't run as fast as a chasing player without a ball, even be it as quick as Wanganeen.
Well, Wanganeen got McLeod from behind.
Morale boosting effort, though, when Edwards do pick up a Wanganeen like that.
Here's Conley. Short of the goal square. Jarman wrestles. Crumbs, almost Modra. Keeps it in. Floats the hand pass back to Vardy. Doesn't he become a scoring option? Moves it goalwards. Edwards, well done. Congested. Lyle. Lockwood goes back with the hand pass. All Adelaide here. Wren takes them up.
Behind the play too, Matthew Liptak was hobbling a bit, although the ball's coming his way. He looks to be okay now.
Oh, Jarman, you can't give Jarman the ball in front 40 metres out.
He just cruised into the space there, and gee, all the Port players, they've worked damn hard today, but all of a sudden the gaps have opened up, and as the gaps have opened up, the side probably with the superior finishing abilities come to the forward. That has certainly been Adelaide today.
Yeah, there's no question, Lee, you've mentioned it a couple of times too. A little bit of luck has gone their way.
Yeah.
Just a few things have happened.
Set it up early.
Yep.
So Darren Jarman looking to kick his second goal. 46,405. That's the second best attendance at Showdowns at Football Park. 46. Jarman thrills the Crows fans.
Hey, is that mine?
No, you left yours upstairs. Here, give me your keys and I'll go get it for you.
Really?
I'll do anything for you.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll do anything. What?
Not funny. The only thing as good as your cherry ripe is someone else's.
Honey.
Crows odds for the flag might have shortened last week in the game against St Kilda when they absolutely poleaxed the Saints. But I think they might be shortening further today. Franco out of the middle. And Smart takes the mark at half-back for the Crows. Wren slips over. Gives Lyle a chance. Kicked it wide to no one. Stevens. Connell. And there might be more to come for the Crows. Look at them working the ball down the other side. Mark Prosciutto. Into Liptak.
He's been around in this third quarter. Liptak is starting to get involved.
Been a long time out of the game. Kick by Liptak. Prosciutto. Ever?
Yes, Stuart Dewey's left ankle straight to get strapped tonight. Unlikely to see him again.
Just waiting for an option to set up here. It's pretty congested inside 50.
They've had 7 different goal scorers today. I think it was 11 last Saturday night against St Kilda. Modra taken down by Paxman. Well, how do you gauge Paxman's quarter? Modra's kicked a goal, but Paxman from full-back kicked a goal. Jack Cale.
The road man now 7 goals behind, and it's probably curtains for the final should the result continue this way.
Oh, well played, Liptak. Juggle, good mark. Peter Caven.
Yes, on top of that too, Lee, I think his options in trying to cut down some of these running players of the Crows have been limited too. He's just running out of numbers. And some of the options he's tried earlier have worked okay, but then they've just asserted themselves so strongly, the Crows, that wherever they play a player, he's just bobbing up and doing the right thing, whether he's back or forward.
Caven for his second goal. For much of his career, he's been stopping goals. In the last couple of weeks, he's been kicking them.
Yes, there's almost a situation now, John Carl. He's going to try and stop this flow. It's a real run-on for the Crows. They've got their tails up enormously. The players who had little influence early in terms of either time on the ground or numbers of possessions are starting to show up, getting a share of the footy and getting some touch.
It's been a great last 15 minutes, isn't it? The Port really made the challenge early in the third quarter, got to within what was about 16 points. But they've probably kicked the last 5 goals, Adelaide, and just broken the game open.
Malcolm Blood down at ground level. He's about to address the side. Seconds remaining before three-quarter time. Ricciuto out of the middle, but time will beat them. And there's the siren. What a quarter by the Crows. They kicked 8 goals free in that term. They were challenged by the power, but they burned them in the last 10 or 12 minutes.
Yes, they put their foot on the accelerator, Lee, didn't they? And their skills have been pretty silky throughout the course of the game. Just tell them instead there, they got their numbers of the footy and they've really burst that open now with their number of kicks against the Port. It's almost about 30 difference now. They've really made those kicks tell, and their options up forward have just been quite sparkling. Highlighted, I think, by the goal by Robram, which is just the way the game has favoured them today.
And certainly Caven, he's gone forward today and he's been useful. McLeod's now gone to the half-back flank, so there's certainly, like most teams these days, taking an all-over approach to where they play their players.
Yeah, so it looks very much now like it'll be 2-2 after 4 games in the Showdowns at Football Park, and the Crows shortening for the premiership.
Like to save at least 50% on peak mobile rates? MobileNet, and you can.
Hi. Listen, I'm really sorry about what happened. Is there anything I can do to help get your car back on the road?
Well, with Amy, they're taking care of everything.
Quotes?
Done.
Repairs?
Done.
Good quality?
Guaranteed for the life of the car, even if I sell it.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess you don't need me then. Have a nice day.
A free service that takes care of all your post-crash running around. Call Amy now.
The Falcon Runouts on its final lap, with the last shipments of current model Falcons being delivered to dealers. GLIs and Futuras, some still with air, alloys, cruise control and electric windows at no cost, plus massive run-out bonuses. You'll save thousands across the range, but stocks are limited and these prices may never be repeated. You can't afford to miss the biggest run-out sale of the year. The Falcon Runout. They're going fast, and once they've gone, that's it.
When it comes to buying a new kitchen, I do what any good weather presenter would do. I get a forecast from the experts. And for kitchens, the experts are Jag. Jag kitchens win admiration and the Premier Awards too, including the prestigious HIA National Kitchen of the Year. Put this excellence to work for you. See 25 stunning displays in 2 world-class showrooms. Whatever your budget, there's a Jag kitchen solution.
It's August. What a ripper of a month at Truscott Hi-Fi. Tear into Truscott's for Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms. We've torn strips off the price of this Hitachi LCD camcorder. Rip into this LG 68cm AV stereo TV plus 6-head VCR and get a free cabinet. Or tear in for this Pioneer 240-watt Dolby ProLogic Mini Hi-Fi. August, what an absolute ripper of a month at Truscott's. Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
With $3,600 of free extras, including air conditioning, cruise control, alloy wheels and unique interior and exterior styling, the limited edition Magna Solara V6 is bound to turn a few heads. The Magna Solara V6 with $3,600 of free extras. See your Mitsubishi dealer while stocks last.
The final quarter, the battle between Adelaide and Port Power. You won't miss a thing on footy's home ground.
Yes, Craig, it seems remarkable that Port got to within 16 points, but now at the last change, the Crows lead by 48, 15-8 to 7-8.
The 1998 AFL Premiership season brought to you by Telstra, making life easier. Victoria Bitter for a hard-earned thirst. Cadbury Mark of the Year, McDonald's Double Quarter Pounder with Cheese, and Mitsubishi Motors, the award-winning Magna.
Final score from the MCG today, and it was Richmond defeating Collingwood 12-14-86 to 9-13-67 after being behind at three-quarter time. Here's the ladder with just this game and this round to be decided. The Bulldogs lost, but they're still on top. Sydney firm in third place on the ladder, and Adelaide and Port fighting it out here. Bruce and Curls.
Yes, thanks, Drew Curls. I think you might have it, but John Carley's urged his players to go for it. They've got nothing to lose. Their season could be over in 30 minutes.
The big thing on that quarter, 8 goals without winning one centre-bound ruck knock. Strange, that is.
It's a funny old game. So now the ruckmen face each other from opposite sides of the centre circle. Wren and Primus. Bounce favours Primus. Clean possession, he bursts out of there. Cuts off the boot. Now James straight up the ground. Jarman normally gobbles those. He's lost it in the tackle. Eagleton's hand pass. Brewer to the 50. And Lockwood, the youngster from Geelong. Oh, good pass. Chris Nash right in front, 25 metres out.
He ran hard down that outer side. He could well have got the kick in the first place before he came out wide to Lockwood, so he just kept on going forward inside 50, and no one picking him up, and clearly now within range of goal.
Port are much more drilled, I think, to kick to the leading forwards, whereas the Crows tend to kick long the space.
Nash goals.
Okay. Can you read the fourth line for me? P-O-K-T. Keep going right to the bottom. O-T-Z-M-L. P-D-R-S-O-C. S-R-C-E-T-D-P. Good. Made in Australia. Printed by Jerry's Printing. Your watch is a Rolex. It's water resistant to 100 metres. But it's a fake. There's only one L in Rolex.
All my life, whatever I do.
Well, a goal to start the last quarter to Port, but is it all too late? Wren. Primus. Well, it was palm to Rashudo perfectly for Primus to clean him right up.
He's probably as good as anyone, Peter Carey, Mark Nash and Mark McKenzie officiating today. As good as anyone, I think, Primus at the centre bounce ruck work. Very high extension when he jumps.
Wren gets it out to Roger James. His brothers playing for the opposition today. Here's Wanganeen. Primus. Here go the Port again. Nash with a bit of distance. Lockwood. Franco in front of him. Through it. Got away with it. Goodwin. Now an open forward line for the Crows. Vardy's been very good. Well, Mead got back there in front of Rodman. Rashudo hits it hard. Out wide he comes to Vardy. Vardy's kicked 4 already.
This has been the most effective 4 on the ground too, Drew. Just the 9 kicks. He's had 6 handballs for those 4 goals. 2 in the first half and 2 in that third quarter. Very effective. Rashudo is accumulating again. He's up to 19 possessions.
Very dangerous goal kicking half forward. I guess that specialist half forward position, that medium-sized forward, there's not too many play it regularly, but Vardy's ability to play up half forward, pushing full deep into the full forward line, and certainly a very good kick when he has a chance.
50 metres. It's away to the right.
I think that's important with Vardy too, Lee. The fact that not only can he just play the flank, he's not restricted then to be able to go into a pocket, which they're both very difficult positions to play. He's not wasted. You can shuffle him around a bit. He's even been used as a full forward at times too.
Interesting that Vardy's kicked 4 goals for today, exactly what he got last week against St Kilda. Here's a turnover. Costa to Jarman, to the pocket. Caven. Run down from behind. It's still here, though, for the Crows. Vardy again. He's missed again.
Well, all the players, I think.
Jesse was a goal.
Well, the goal umpire was up to the post, so he had the best view, but the players, amazing. Now, you do get a pretty good view from the kicker, don't you? You sort of tend to know off the boot most of the time whether it's looking like going through.
Kick to Nick Stevens. The Crows have posted the first century in Showdown games. 15-10, 100. Stevens from the back pocket, up just short of centre wing. Eccles virtually pushed into it by Dickey. Good young boy from the Northern Knights. Jarman takes the mark on the 50, and will that be 50?
No, I don't think the umpires will be convinced of that.
He pushed the ball into the battle's hands. Worth a try. They're not going to penalise you 50, are they? Let's have a look at this. He tries to just con the 50 Jarman. Oh, he didn't believe it. His hands came at him a little bit. I still think it was probably a correct decision to go back.
Jarman for his third. Deep. It's a beautiful kick.
Cards of EB.
$25.99.
And you can win a box at the AFL Grand Final.
Say it for me once more.
Grand Scotch whiskey, come and get it.
Hey, that's mine, and it's only $22.99.
Blackjack bourbon, $21.99.
Smirnoff vodka,
$24.99.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local sip and save.
Back in the middle, and it's now a 50-point lead to the Crows, who are really asserting their authority. Out of the middle, Brewer. McLeod could do anything. Over the top's good to Stevens. Whoops. In a bit of trouble.
He broke one tackle, but the second one was there to be laid.
Bruce Abernathy.
Yeah, John Carl, he wanted his players to go for it, but that just leaves the Crows wide open. They've got too much class when the turnover comes. Jarman, Vardy, etc. They will just cut Port Adelaide apart. I think Port Adelaide are really going to struggle from here.
Bruce, I'm interested. What about Scott Cummings being re-signed during the week? He hasn't spent much time on the ground. When he was there, didn't get much leather.
He hasn't. Matthew Promise and Gavin Wanganeen as well. You just wonder whether that might have just changed the influence on the club.
Shot by Lockwood away to the right from behind.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess most observers would have thought that Scott Cummings and Port Adelaide were just about ready to part company. Rowan Treadray coming through as a full forward. So I must say that surprised most observers, Abba.
Certainly, I think it showed Scott a bit of faith. He hasn't had a good year, but last year was 70 goals, and you've got to give the guy perhaps another chance.
Yep.
Here's Sean Wren, who was injured earlier on in the second quarter, but he's had the thigh strap and come back for a shootout. Beautiful kick. Isn't it great to see Liptak back for the Crows? And the Crows fans love it. It's a very high ball. Mark that of your game. Mead, good tackle, Jarman. It spills to Mark Stevens, to McLeod. Liptak fighting hard for it with Eagleton. Rashudo got a toe to it. Rodrin gets it to Goodwin now. Goodwin goes.
Yeah, I'm sure on the replay we'll see a terrific bit of play here by Rodrin. Actually, it was a good play all round by the Crows to keep the ball alive here. They made sure the pack wasn't formed. And when the ball kept running forward here, have a look at this little kick off again. Rodrin just turned away from Stevens, gave the ball to Goodwin, who kicked the goal. But terrific thinking under pressure then by Matthew Rodrin.
Well, they're celebrating in the terraces now. The Crows comfortably home in Showdown 4.
That's a service.
Now, a bit of a danger here for Port because everybody says they play games right out. But in actual fact, of their 9 losses this year, only 2 have been under 27 points. So a few of their losses have been by quite a fair margin. Up to full forward. Chalmers with kick 3. Beaten this time. That's great play by half to Rashudo. By G, that struck some form, the Crows. Into Sean Wren. Plenty of time left for them to get plenty of more goals. What a kick by Wren to Goodwin, who kicked the last goal. Oh, they're putting on a clinic now. Barty looking for more.
Yeah, good use of the ball. There's no doubt this last quarter and a half from about midway through the third quarter, the game just really started to open up, as most games do, as players tire a little, and the Crows' ability to maintain possession, pinpoint the passes to each other. They've ran hard to get usable all over the field, but they've certainly been accurate enough with the disposal to take the ball from end to end comfortably.
Peter Vardy for goal number 5. That's better.
Whatever I do, I know in my heart I'll never be far apart from you. Though the years roll by, you'll see me through and be with me all my life. Whatever I do.
So far in the last quarter, it's been 3 goals to 1 for the Crows. And this could be a real margin by the end, with still nearly 13 minutes left. Brewer clipped high and will take a free kick.
And Red's got to come off the ground too, Drew. He's trying to kick the ball off the ground, show that he's pretty crook, so he's coming straight off now.
A great pick-up, Hart. Goodwin's had a good final turn. McLeod, Jarman centre wing. Are they playing some great football now? Costa, a dive by Liptak. It's Rashudo. Mark Stevens. Connell. Back to Stevens. He had a choice of players. Jarman. Whistle's gone. It's got to come back. Free kick to Connell. On the lead is Caven. His hands taken away. They're facing a torrent down there, the Port defenders. Wilson goes for the boundary line and doesn't find it. Rashudo keeps it in.
Well, they're mucking around now, aren't they, the Crows? That was just a very cheeky little kick there by Rashudo.
Goodwin. Oh, beautiful. And Costa takes the mark. 55 metres out. More treatment for Wren on his thigh. And clash in the middle didn't help. Already with a corky from earlier.
Free kick to Port here, Drew, for push back with it. Going to Huskus.
Just jumped too early, Cave, and then in the marking contest.
There's Paxman, who ran all the way down the ground for a goal in the third quarter. Up to Naish. Stevens. Lyle. And now a long one for Lade. Under pressure from Mark Stevens. Well done, Stevens. And apart from Port having only 2 losses this year under 27 points, they're in danger of repeating last year's performance when in the last 5 rounds had 4 losses and a draw to go from 5th to 9th and miss out in the finals by percentage. This will be their 2nd loss in a row. And unless they arrest it, they could actually lose their last 5.
This was the game last week, of course, too, where they dropped to North Melbourne by some 55 points. It was a pretty heavy loss. The ball, in fact, was carried out over the boundary line on the other side. And we'll see this throw in. And Mead is coming off the ground. Treadrate to come on.
Lade wins down to Brewer. There's nobody there in the goal square for Port. Shooter has covered every blade of grass on Footy Park today. What a season he's had, coming up for his 25th disposal. And not a bad one either. He's bobbled by Marsh, who should have gobbled it instead of bobbling it.
He was looking to give it to Smart, but didn't get it in his hands first.
Treadrace kick back to full forward. Good mark to Lockwood.
There's Ben Hart there, just realised he had to go and just got himself under the ball too far, then realised he couldn't come forward enough to effect the spoil. And Lockwood just takes his mark. There you see Hart to the left, and the cheers are for Matthew Liptak as he comes off the ground. He's replaced by Tyson.
He has become a very good player again, Ben Hart. Started off in a blaze of glory, All-Australian at a very young age, and lost it for a year or 2, but terrific form this year.
Lockwood, former rower from Geelong, kicks a goal.
perfectly adapted to Australian conditions.
Well, nearly a standing ovation for Matthew Liptak, Dr. Liptak, as he left the ground, sitting in the dugout there with Sean Wren. Here come the power again, but maybe some of the heat's gone out of it for the Crows. They have it well and truly won. Off the ground, McLeod. Connell. But geez, nearly 10 minutes left. I'm tipping the Crows will get plenty of goals yet. Connell up to half forward. Robrin, who kicked a fantastic goal at the other end in the third quarter. Oh, beautiful disposal again to Tyson. Tight angle. It swings back flat. Oh, punched it. It nearly came back enough.
Yes, I guess it's better to play well in a good team, but they've certainly got a few players that have come through the last year or two. James Tyson, 23-year-old, but he's certainly had his second go at league football, ex-Richmond, but he's been pretty good. A lot of young players, Eccles, who have been very promising for the Crows.
Yeah, that was a long kick with a bouncer too. It got up the centre wing. And with the soccer off the ground, it's out at half forward. Bruce Abernathy.
We see Brett Chalmers back at centre-half back. Darren Mead's come off. He was under a cloud during the week. He came off early last week in Canberra. To see Darren Mead, last year's best and fairest, off this stage of the game, you'd sort of think perhaps Port Adelaide might have just conceded.
That was a thing I thought that club never did, Abba.
I know, I'm hoping they haven't.
Tackling pretty hard in there. Umpire will ball it up.
Well, they've got to get 10 goals in 9 minutes, so if they haven't conceded, I reckon they might as well. Not that you pull up plugs, obviously, and stop playing the game, but yes, I think they well know that this game is gone, and most probably their finals chances for 1998 is gone also.
Yeah, the Crows have all the bragging rights in this town now. Last year's premiership, and Port can do nothing about it until next year.
But we look like having the amazing situations where with 3 rounds to go, the 9th team on the ladder's got 11 wins. I mean, in theory, you could get 13 wins and still not make the 8th, which no one would have considered possible. So certainly this last 3 weeks between these top 9 clubs is going to be an enormous contest.
A shootout at the back. I remember saying earlier in the game, just a little bit down on his usual output, but he's up to average now. Robrin, in he comes. Edwards, and here's Modra. Wouldn't this cap off a big day for the Crows fans if Tony Modra can finish on a high?
I'm just trying to remember, that's the first time I can recall a Crows player just dropping into leading space. I mean, that was the conventional lead off the full forward line by Modra, and Edwards just dropped it in his path. Mostly they've just been going much longer, letting their forwards come back with the flight.
40 metres. Modra's second.
In the series final of Heartbeat, a new Sarge arrives.
This is Sergeant Craig.
Winning friends and influencing people.
I get the feeling you and I are going to get along just fine.
What a shame the feeling isn't mutual.
But when a young girl with an eye for Mike
It's gorgeous stuff. Yeah.
discovers someone has an eye for her,
I've come to report someone following me.
it's not long before her worst fears are realised.
Maureen Dodds has gone missing.
Heartbeat, Monday 8:30 on 7.
Well, this is now a very big score in the context of previous showdowns at Football Park, which were all close and low scoring. This is the highest score and by far the biggest margin.
And I can tell you, Drew, it's the Crows' home game. They're mostly Crows supporters, and they're having a wonderful day.
They won't be filing out.
Wonderful day they're having.
I don't reckon they'll mind getting caught in a bit of traffic today.
Absolutely not. I think they'll be here till the bitter end. Won't be too bitter, however. I mean, they really are just... You can see the excitement in the crowd. The game's won, and now they're just out for the absolute kill on the scoreboard.
Yep. And what a crowd. 46,405.
Now, the way the game's going, the flags will live. He'll run out to the right, hook it back a bit. I reckon he's got a fair chance of kicking it. It's a 55-metre goal. But I just reckon the way he's playing.
Very high. Is it long enough? It is! What a goal! And he's given it the grand final salute.
Okay. Well, you're right. He just has that ability to get some accuracy. Sometimes, as we've said, he's not so good on the set shot, but more so from closer in goal when he has to go back.
So this is a normal long kick. Sometimes when he kicks the ball from 30 and 40 metres, he tends to try and steer it, which a lot of players do. It's a natural reaction, but from a long distance up there. Having fun, those two, Rashido and Jarman, but he just ran out a little to the right, put the ball up with a bit of elevation and let it float through.
Well, it's been 5 goals to 2 in the last quarter. And incredibly, Port got to within 16 points in the third quarter. And this could finish up being 80 points or something. Punch to the front to Naish. Wide, Dickey camped underneath it. McLeod punched it down. Costa. Kim Costa inside the 50. Jarman waits underneath the pack. Jarman's got hands to the ball. Round the corner goes Bond, but straight onto the chest of Edwards. Edwards, just cleared the outstretched fingers of Naish. A perfect kick to Vardy.
Unless there's a certainty on it, I reckon Vardy will go back and kick his 6th. They're all in the picnic now.
Vardy with a bit of a long run. He's getting distance, but offline from behind.
He went for it. It's actually one, I guess, because it's slightly heavy conditions in atmospherically. They don't seem to be kicking the ball. I mean, they're struggling to kick the ball a bit over 50 metres. Most players probably, a Vardy and a Jarman kick the ball 60 metres, but it's not really floating very readily through the air, the footy today.
Well, it's 69 points the difference, and there's still 5.5 minutes left. So this gap could be anything by the end. Hope South Australian viewers are enjoying this. Certainly Crows fans are. And here's Vardy to go for another one.
Yeah, it's just a bit of disarray there. The Port defence, they're just not sure who they should be picking up, and they certainly haven't conceded, but just in their efforts to try and work out who's on who. And just so many numbers of Crows players getting down towards inside 50, wanting a part of this last 5 or 10 minutes of goal shooting practice as such. Vardy gets another opportunity.
And grinning as he comes in, almost like Terry Alderman running into bowl. He's got it!
This is where most oil comes from, out of the ground and into your engine. Sure, it's refined, but it still retains some sort of impurities, and quite frankly, I won't use it. Mobil One's a little different. It's man-made, it's fully synthetic and pure. And that purity means cleaner engines, less engine wear and better performance. I tell you, it's worth paying a little extra for.
Mobil One Synthetic. For your car, the one and only.
Well, I hate to say it, but this has the potential to be a 100-point margin. Marsh wins in the middle, quick hands. Connell got it to Edwards. It's to the 50 already. Robber in there with Chalmers. Jarman jolts it free. Lyle out of defence. High to centre wing. Edwards contesting the mark. Hart. What a good player. Connell. Out wide and Tyson. Oh, here's Rashudo on the run again. Roo, 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 they yell. And Vardy is just getting on the end of an absolute stream of display, of supply.
Yes, and Michael Wilson, who spent a fair bit of this game on a half-back flank, renowned war as an on-baller, spent a lot of his game in his last 6 or 7 weeks in a defensive role, just giving Vardy far too much room there.
He's followed on 4-4 from last week, 6-6 this week, and that is 7.
Well, I've already given him the votes, but he's now up to 7, and he hasn't actually, he's in the votes, but I'm not going to reshuffle
He has popped up late admittedly. I mean, when this game has really opened up in this last quarter, really, well, in all honesty, from three-quarter time, the result was probably decided, wasn't it?
That's right.
But certainly...
but he also had an influence lead early in the game. He kicked 4 goals to three-quarter time and got some quality possessions, but it's just an absolute cakewalk at the moment.
Points is the margin, and just less than 4 minutes to play. 3 goals and a miss, and they'll win by 100 if Port don't score again. But they might. Laid out of the middle. Fords haven't seen much of it lately. It works through. Cummings is back on, but McLeod has it. Mark Stevens up from defence. Gaps down the outer side. Costa giving chase. Closed down by James. And a throw in. Curls, are you enjoying this?
It's been a pretty good performance in the last quarter and a half, with just about every position on the field being won by a Crows player. And I think there'll be quite a few Victorian teams and coaches sort of watching this with a lot of interest.
I think that's a very good point. In the last couple of weeks, Western Bulldogs and St Kilda would both have lengthened for the flag, and the Crows would be big shortens.
It's certainly tightening up at the top there, isn't it? What we're going to end up having 13 games from 1st to 9th.
Yep.
13 to 11, that is, sorry. 13 to first position and 11 on 9th position. 2 games.
Nash. Kid's all right, isn't he? Lockwood. Beautiful mark.
He's got terrific hands. He's usually a nice long kick. Just the accuracy today has eluded him. He's kicked the goal in this quarter.
He floats, doesn't he? He tends to really float into the air, and good strong hands. A terrific first year in the competition last year, didn't he? But he just sort of disappeared a little bit early in this second season, and this will be his 14th game.
Last week, he's taken 6 today. Unfortunately, his kick for goal is short and right. Cummings. Hasn't been a happy day for Scott Cummings.
And a free kick against him in the end. It was his last tackle which caused the push in the back. The free kick comes out his side. And the run's on again. Here they come.
And Cummings, when he made his debut for the Bombers at the MCG on a Sunday a few years ago, kicked, I think it was 8 in his debut. He's done that for a while. Look at smart. That was smart. Prosciutto to Edwards at half forward. Gee, he's contesting for a place in a final side. There's more than just 22 can make it for Adelaide, and Tyson Edwards is having a go. Prosciutto didn't go to the distance. Cook, standing start.
Is it He had the run. Montreal was watching for him, but the ball just dropped short. Didn't hang out in the air for him to really get a jump at it.
Well, it won't be a 100-point margin because there's only a minute and a quarter left.
You are a sadist, Drew.
Well, I hope that nobody gets beaten. But the way they were playing, with 5 minutes left, they were heading for it.
It's been an unbelievable last quarter and a half of football, hasn't it?
Brewer. Here's Cummings. Oh, it's Lockwood. Good boy. Now, Lockwood is close enough. He's kicked 1, 2 and 1 out of bounds today. And once again, that's 7 marks for the day. He took 9 at Monica last week.
It's maybe his problem. He's had 8 kicks and taken 7 marks. Just maybe he's a very one-dimensional player, a marking player and nothing else.
Just needs to try and get some more possessions on the deck a bit more and try and build those numbers up. That a bit, I think.
No certainty. He's missed it. Oh, it's disappointing. Crows led by 21 at quarter time, 22 at half time. Port got to within 16 during the third quarter, but the Crows kicked the last 5 to lead by 48 at the last change. At the moment, it's 80. And the ball out of bounds. We're in the last minute, and the Crows fans have stayed till the end. It'll be deafening, and the song's going to be sung around Football Park tonight. Stevens over the top. Nash for the power. Here's Cummings. Tries to flip the ball on. I think that's what he tried to do. The umpire will ball it up. Clock ticks down. 20 seconds left.
And you're right, Drew, there's not too many vacant seats. I reckon any are vacant with Port Adelaide supporters of the Crows. Faithful are staying to the final siren and enjoy the song. I reckon they'll sing it with relish.
Primus, what a goal by Matthew Primus.
Yes, a belated one, Drew, and he just did that thing of a taller player at this stage of the game. Just hold his ground, favourably by the bounce, just got away from his opponent, just dropped it on the boot quickly. A salvaging goal in some respects, but certainly has been a disappointing, as Lee said. Last quarter and a half has really been the telling part for the Crows. They've really asserted themselves.
I have.
Gone
I must
right
say,
away.
I guess, yeah, it's not so much I don't think Port that have dropped away enormously. I think the Crows' level in this last quarter and a half, since halfway through the third quarter, has just been a sensational display of really skillful football.
Just seconds left. The Shooto slightly overran it. Here it comes. The Crows level the head-to-head meetings with Port at 2-all. Emphatically. 74 points. Against the Saints and again today indicate to me that the chance of back-to-back is firming all the time. Neil Curley.
Yeah, thanks very well, Nigel. First one to skip, a beauty.
Oh, it's just great to play in a team with blokes like this. A lot of pressure on the lads this week, but came through with a good win.
Came at you halfway through the third, got rid of 16 points, and then all of a sudden you blokes decide to play real footy.
Yeah, look, they're a tough team. They'll get better as they keep going, but certainly our guys are looking forward to playing the finals this year, and it's a good step towards that.
Couple of players, Edwards and Liptak, picked up a bit of footy for you?
Look, they haven't played footy for a long, long time. To have players like that come back, like Peter Vardy as well, over the last month, and come in and play so well, it's a great strength to our team.
Fantastic win, a real shake-up for the finals, looking good.
Look, all the boys, they're pretty happy. The crowd's happy, and next week, watch out.
Well done, Nigel.
Okay,
thanks.
Next week is Geelong at Cardinia Park. The Crows have won 6 out of their last 8, and their 2 losses were by 4 points and 1 point. Today, by 74 over Port Adelaide, 22-12 to 10-10.
Give me the game I love. Give me the game I love. Give me the game I've been thinking of.
Like to halve the size of your mobile phone? Can't afford to change your number? Talk to the experts at Adelaide's largest Telstra premium dealer, HDR Communications. There's a store near you in Stepney, Myland, Elizabeth, Marion or Tea Tree Plaza.
Know how to choose the right equipment? With power drills, you've got to match the size and the speed for the job.
Get the know-how.
At home.
You keep coming back. You keep coming.
Fisher and Paykel, you'll keep coming back to Keith Bowden Electric.
Fisher and Paykel Softline Refrigerators with soft edge styling, moist, cold, frost-free and smart gear warranty for the smartest deal on Fisher and Paykel.
It really has to be Keith Bowden for Fisher and Paykel.
Keith Bowden Electrical.
You keep coming back.
South Road, St Mary's.
20,000 quilt cover sets up for grabs. Do you reckon that'd sell?
Is Gavin the rubber man?
I've created a monster.
100% Australian grain-fed beef, slow-cooked in a unique process, then seared on the char grill. For the best steak in town, it's Hog's Breath Prime Rib. A different style for every day of the week. Hog's Breath Prime Rib, the best a steak can get.
That's the highest score ever in Adelaide Showdowns and the biggest margin by a long way. 74 points, 22 goals the Crows kicked, and previously the biggest margin was 11. The leading goal scorer was Peter Vardy, who kicked 7. Jarman got 4. Let's have a look at the ladder now with the round completed and 3 matches to go prior to the finals. And Adelaide have certainly cemented their position. They're in 5th place on the ladder, and look at all those teams with 11 wins and 8 losses. You can have 11 and 8 and be out of the top 8 as Melbourne find themselves. Let's have a look at next week's matches and the games to come. Northern Fremantle on the Friday, Essendon Collingwood, Geelong Adelaide, Bulldogs Sydney, Brisbane and Hawthorn important, Port and Melbourne, West Coast and Richmond, and Carlton St Kilda. That's Showdown 4. Good night from Adelaide.
Give me the game. Give me the game. Give me the game I love. Yeah, give me the game I love. Give me the game I've been thinking of. Give me the game I love. Give me the game I've been thinking of. Give me the game where the big men fly. The game that's played in overdrive. Emotions run way up high. Give me a word with that umpire. Give me the game I love. Give me the game.
This has been a 7 Sports production.
The 1998 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Mutual Community. Mitre 10. The Advertiser. Sip and Save. Ultratune. And Amy.
Welcome to the pleasure dome.
Let's get this game on, Bruce. We're ready to go already.
Welcome. Good evening and welcome to Footy Plus Showdown Wrap.
Some very happy boys there. Welcome back to Football Park, to our Showdown Wrap. And Graham Kuhn, it's just some very ominous signs.
Just trying to keep a lid on it, Bruce. It was tremendous. I mean, it was a really tough battle for 1.5 quarters or 2.5 quarters. And I think that win by that margin means a lot more to the Adelaide Football Club than a lot of people can actually imagine. Nevertheless, they are still delicately poised in terms of their finals campaign, so I think whilst I'll enjoy it now, I'll try and keep a lid on it.
Just seemed to finishing at half-time. Port Adelaide seemed to be in the game, except they just couldn't finish. The players of the calibre of Vardy, Jarman and McLeod in the first half, that was the difference, wasn't it?
It was a great game, until the Crows really broke it open, and even at half-time there was 3 or 4 goals difference, but you sensed Port Adelaide were right in it. They'd actually been into their forward line, into their 50-metre area a couple more times in the Adelaide Football Club. The Crows' defence, I thought, was absolutely magnificent, and their use of the ball was just a little bit better. They were a bit more efficient. That's where they had the advantage. But I guess we couldn't really predict what was going to happen in that last quarter and a half. That was magnificent.
All right, Graham, we're going to head down to the Crows room. Neil Curley's down there for the presentation. Obviously not ready.
The Curls are not ready.
There's no cup here yet. There's no cup. I've lost the cup. There's a rather large check. We're going to have a look at some first quarter highlights instead, Graham. And the game started at the pace that we're just used to seeing Showdown start. Because for the reasons that we all know, the game starts that much quicker.
Ben Marsh, who played for West Adelaide on Friday night, came in when David Pickman pulled out. Some magnificent work. Good lead from Robin.
He lined up on Warren Treadwell. Did that surprise you early?
Very much so, and it didn't take Malcolm Blake long to work out maybe that wasn't the best matchup, but that situation he ran away from him. Peter Caven here.
Playing up forward?
Yeah, well, Whitey's always been adventurous, but Andrew McLeod there, he saw it, look, just sat it, look at his hands. Ran around here and just, well, a nice little banana ball, as Jack Odie would call it.
We saw Shane Bond on Andrew McLeod early. It took a little while to Gavin Wangan seemed to have the pace and the discipline to run with Andrew McLeod.
Andrew still 3 goals in the first half. Donald Dickey, I thought, was very good all day. And the ball to Primus, who, well, kicked his 2nd goal of the season here.
He came off for the second quarter, but it just seemed he struggled through. He was there in the first quarter and competed well against Sean Wren, but just perhaps a nagging injury this time of the season.
Maybe, but you saw Connell, who was an absolute ball magnet, David McLeod. McLeod good, Jarman, just shrug it off.
It's just magnificent finishing skills, Darren
Jarman. He's just got that touch of class that Port Adelaide didn't have in their forward line. Andrew Eccles, whose stature as an AFL footballer continues to grow. McLeod again, you'll see him 35, 36 times throughout the course of it. Robin did well here, recovered, quick hands again. And Peter Vardy, who finished the day with 7 goals.
I saw Matthew, 7 goals. Matthew Robin started at full forward, which got him away from Darren Mead. I thought he would have matched up better.
You know, he did, but when they actually put my drone, it did look reasonably well balanced. We've got Curls down in the club rooms. I think
they've head down there now, and hopefully they'll. Yeah, we have. With us, we have Managing Director of the brewery, and I guess it's your privilege, Bob, to present the cup and the cheque to Nigel Smart.
captain of the Crows.
Absolutely. On behalf of the South Australian Brewing Company, it is my pleasure to hand over the West End Showdown Cup and the winner's cheque for $10,000 to today's captain, Nigel Smart. Well done, Nigel, and the team.
Thank you, Bob. No, it's greatly appreciated, the support from West End. I know all the guys are looking forward to getting this cup back in its rightful place with the Adelaide Football Club. So thank you very much.
Well done, Nigel.
Thank you.
Thanks, boys. Back to you, Drew.
Thanks for change. No, $10,000 Bob Bailey, SA Brewing. Good to see Nigel Smart claiming that cup.
He worked there for a while, but we're going to the second half highlights this year with Darren Jarman again. Just didn't make too many mistakes, but he just saw it. Even though it bounced off his chest, he still had it pretty much under control. Michael Wilson was pretty busy most of the day.
This was when Matthew Primus came off, and it just seemed on a day that was tailor-made for a big man. They lost their drive out of the centre.
But Brendan Lade, who we were surprised at starting on the interchange bench, came and made a difference. Kim Costa was busy all day. Matthew Liptak made the contest here. Look at Andrew McLeod. Just runs onto it. If there's a better balanced player playing AFL football today, I haven't seen him. Tyson Edwards had a terrific game off the interchange bench.
Just on Matthew Liptak, it was heartwarming to see the welcome he got when he ran back onto football park.
It took him a while to get into the game, but he got better as the game went on. And
he's been out for a long time though, Graham, and he did finish all right.
He played well.
Said Peter Vardy, it was just he had a day out. He kicked 7 in the end, but he missed 4 or 5 as well. He could have kicked a dozen.
Stevens here running with penetration as he did, and Brett Chalmers, now I was surprised that Cummins was taken off. Brett Chalmers went straight on. This is within about 10 seconds of coming on. Took a very strong mark and kicked accurately and looked good there until he was moved back to centre half back.
During the telecast I made the point that perhaps the Adelaide defence had set themselves to stand the Treadrays, the Cummings, the Lockwoods. Suddenly Brett Chalmers was thrown up there, an ex-teammate, that perhaps they dropped their guard just a little.
Maybe, but I think Brett Chalmers is so desperate to get another chance at AFL footy. He's had such a bad luck that when he got the opportunity, he really put it all on the line, and it really showed in his attack on the ball. Neil Curley.
Yeah, thanks very much. Well, Andrew, a welcome return after a season with quite a few injuries.
Yeah, it's good to get back into it, and the last 2 weeks have been great for us, and to cap it off with a win like that is just fantastic.
You might have missed out on the smorgasbord there in that second half.
Yeah, well, Vard was up there, kicked 7-7, so, you know, I'll just let him go for it. I was a bit stuffed. I went back to the back line and had a bit of a rest.
Does it concern you much where you play, forward or back?
No, I don't care, Kills. You know, it doesn't bother me, but as long as I get a kick and get a game and we win, that's all that matters.
What about a spot in the centre occasionally? I think you'd like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind, but, you know, the boys are going. Rue's killing them in there, and, you know, the other boys are playing really well as well, so if I get the opportunity, then I'll take it.
Just watching the game closely like I do from the boundary, you guys, I think, are moving better at this stage than you were last year.
Yeah, you know, the boys, you know, it's helped with a second pre-season under Craigie, and, you know, I think we're sort of reaping the rewards now, and hopefully we can carry that on because, you know, we're probably one of the fittest sides in the competition.
Tremendous amount of run coming out of your defence, and the boys just seem to love to go forward at every opportunity.
Yeah, I think, you know, led by Smarty, big skipper today, he just loves to run and take blokes on, and I think it sort of rubs off onto the other blokes, and they sort of, you know, they sort of inspires them a little bit, and you know, when we're on our ball and on the ball, then you can't stop us really.
Prosciutto's certainly back to his very best.
Oh yeah, it's good to see the big turtle back to his best, and you know, racking up possessions and winning the ball out of the middle for us.
I bet it's great to see Lippy back in the team today.
Yeah, you know, the boys are pretty pumped to have Lippy back. It's been a frustrating 18 months for Lippy, so to get him back in the side is just tremendous for us. Gives us an extra on-baller, and you know, and he's just a fantastic player as well.
I said in the call late in the last quarter, there's a few coaches and sides in Melbourne. I think we'll be having a much closer look at the Crows.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the last 2 weeks, they'll be, you know, you probably see a few more blokes getting tagged and stuff like that. But you know, it's a good challenge for us, and if we can shake, you know, if we can come up with it, then and so be it. And we can, you know, head into the finals pretty good.
Ben Marsh at a young age, 6'9" nearly, in the old. He's going to be an exciting young player.
Yeah, it's good to see get Marshy out there. You know, Pitto pulled out with a groin injury, and I think Marshy played Friday night for Westies. So you know, it was a good challenge for him, and you know, he's come out on top, so that's great for him.
And Modra, in my opinion, is just not far away.
Yeah, you know, he's only going to get better with the games he plays, and you know, he's starting to get that match fitness. And you know, it's just good today to see him jump at a few balls, and just to get, you know, they'll get his confidence up, and you know, hopefully the next few weeks we'll see him kicking a bag of goals.
fantastic win by the club. Well played yourself. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Steele and Andrew. They've run through most of the players on the team. They're all playing well at just the right time of the year. We'll take a break. When we come back, highlights from the second half.